everyone. Welcome back to Comic Book Late Night Unlimited. It is I, Captain Logan, and joining me, as usual, is my buddy Chris. Chris, it's our 15th show.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how we've done this many of these.
Good question, actually, yeah.
But we're back to talk about new comics.
Yes.
We'll go through what's happening tomorrow. We'll go through what we bought last week. And we will review a recent book later in the show. Requested from last time was Dan Jurgens' Batman First Knight. First Knight spelled with a K, Chris.
Yes.
I kept thinking it was Knight with an N because that just makes more sense in my brain. I'm not sure when you get to Second Knight what the second Knight is.
Well, you
exactly.
see,
it wasn't made clear in the first issue. I'm not sure.
and no one ever does that with Batman. No one ever puts a K in front of Knight for that cute little pun. That's never been done before. That is a first for the character. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Batman is Mortal Kombat.
Basically, yeah.
Everything's spelled with a K.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for watching live, and thanks for watching after the fact. If you're doing that, quick plug for
Robin.
say again.
Oh, I just saw Austin's comment. Maybe it's Robin. He's the second Knight.
Oh yeah. Well, probably.
Yeah,
it's probably what they'll
probably,
do.
yeah.
But then it'll get really funny if Jurgens keeps going with that.
Exactly.
We're into the mid-late 40s, and we've already got like Jason Todd and like Azrael shows up, and he's like the fifth Knight, and then
1940s, you know. Stephanie Brown, 1940s Damian Wayne. I'm down with it.
A 40s or 50s Azrael would be really interesting. Yeah.
Like a big diesel punk, like Asbat suits. That's what I picture in my head now.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, or he's got like a big gas mask.
Oh, yes.
As always, top super chatter tonight. If we have any takers, gets to pick what we review next time. Recent graphic novel or start of a run or a mini series going back, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. We're pretty loosey-goosey with it, but the more recent, I want to say the more recent, the better, just to help us get kind of caught up with stuff. That's been kind of the point of the show, at least for me.
Right.
If we don't have any takers tonight, I'm going to go back to my default from last week, Chris, and we'll tackle Ultimate Wolverine.
Nice.
Because I would like to finish that first arc.
That'll be a Radiant Black. That is in the Radiant Black spot.
That's right. Except I'm not as chomping at the bit.
Yeah, fair.
To read and talk about that one, but Radiant Black, we had on the back burner for like 8, 9, 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And then finally we ended up doing it.
I know. That was a moment.
It was weird to be excited about not having monetary support. But it was nice to finally get to that.
Sometimes it's about the love of the game, too.
That's it. Yeah, precisely. And then, so we'll have a show next week if all goes according to plan, and then I'm taking the entire week off for Thanksgiving, so we won't have a show that week at all.
Right.
My wife's taking the whole week off, and we're going to do some stuff with the family.
That'll be nice, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and we'll just do the whole rigmarole all over again. So let's see what's happening next week.
All right.
Austin will be joining us later in the program. And he'll be talking about a lot more books, I think, than me. Partly because he had a bigger week last week, and partly because he's got a bunch of stuff that he might have caught up on, that he might also be bringing because he didn't have a lot of stuff read from last time. I only bought 3 last week. And so I've got new stuff, and then I've got more back issues to bring up. I didn't read them, but I'll show you what I bought.
Yeah.
Austin, you're doing Family Mania. Yes, but we're not broadcasting it. we're not gonna broadcast that.
Exactly. You just pull out a webcam right during dinner. It's like, all right, we need the cranberry sauce right in the shot.
Yeah, I'd probably draw the line there. That's probably where I draw the line. Okay.
Just Truman show it.
My wife would not appreciate that. Coming out tomorrow. Oh, look, Austin, it looks like it's Spawn week. There's probably going to be some more Spawn stuff. So Batman 162 is tomorrow. We're finally getting back to Hush 2 for anybody that cares about that.
Hatoosh.
Of course, I'm not buying that. I don't care. I'm not at all curious about that. But it is hilarious, as we've talked about before, that because I got delayed forever, that is finally coming back, and so we have the previous volume finishing up while the new rebooted numbering is already at issue 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So Batman 3 came out last week, and this week we get Batman 162. If you're not paying attention or you just started finally coming back to the comic shop last week, you'll be so confused. You'll have no idea what's happening, because not only do those numbers not line up, and that's really weird, but then you'll be looking at an issue in the middle of an arc.
Right, yeah.
You're like, wait, why did Fraction do a Batman book this week, and Jeff Loeb is doing a book the next week?
A little bit of whiplash there, too.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we've got Ultimate Wolverine, we've got Ultimate Wolverine 11. I would assume that it's only going to 12 as we are finishing up the whole Ultimate Universe, so that Marvel can continue to shoot itself in the foot even more. Transformers 26 is tomorrow. That's the second issue of the new Kirkman run. I'm on the fence about whether I'm going to keep buying that in singles right now, just because I've got so much on my pull list, Chris, and I'm not caught up. I've been back and forth on it. I wanted to buy 24 and 25 because I thought, just kind of like guessing at the value game, because, and I don't do too much of that, but it's a book I like and the covers are great. So like, I don't actually
if nothing
really
else, you
care
get,
that
like,
much. I'm glad to have those.
But
each of those could down the road jump to 10, 20, 30 bucks. Because okay, probably not 30, but 24 being the last issue of the Johnson run and 25 being the first issue of the Kirkman run. You could see either of those being considered important key issues.
Exactly. And plus,
after that, they'll be easy to get, and I can come back later.
And if nothing else, too, the covers have been great too in the last couple issues, and so if you've got
although I will say, Transformers is kind of Space Ghost every cover.
That is true.
Every cover.
Honestly, you put Optimus Prime on something, it's gonna be awesome.
And it's neat because and the way Johnson drew Starscream too.
Oh yeah.
But because that's one of my favorite covers of anything in the last several years is 7 or 8 or maybe it's even early. I can't remember, but that was the first of these that I bought.
Right.
Where he's staring up like into camera with a huge smile on his face, and he's got like wires and shrapnel in one hand. It's really badass.
Nice,
but I keep saying that Transformers and Space Ghost are probably the two best books on the stands right now, and it's interesting just consistently, consistent quality. And it's interesting, of course, that both of those are legacy Saturday morning cartoon things reimagined for those of us that grew up with it. And more serious, Transformers, of course, is the better book and the more
and it's been better
the more thought-provoking book.
Yeah.
But Space Ghost has been great all the way through, though.
Okay,
I think. But
I guess when I say consistent, I mean like they've had like a run going pretty consistently. Like it's been on shelves more than Space Ghost has. Where like Space Ghost has popped up recently, and there was that.
No, I'm just talking about the current Space Ghost one.
Right.
I'd like you to say that about Transformers also. I'm just talking about the current Transformers run and the current Space Ghost run. They have been of consistent quality, and they've consistently been published month to month. Neither one of them has gotten delayed.
Which that's a feat too now.
Now, the Space Ghost distribution got delayed, but the books were printed on time. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is I think those are or at least for what I'm reading. There's Void Rivals, there's Geiger, there's other stuff. But of the stuff that I've kept up with at all, those are the two best consistent quality books. And they have the best covers.
Yes.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Right, exactly,
And that's just really unusual, that both of those things are that consistent at the same time. Ultimate Black Panther 22, Fantastic Four number 5 is tomorrow. Who is working on this book right now? I can't remember.
Is it still Ryan North?
Oh, that's Ryan North. That's right. Oh, look, Black Cat, because we're making a big deal out of her right now. She's got her own book.
I was going to say, did they just reuse that cover from a Black Cat book?
No, but I can see why you're saying that.
Yeah, it looks just familiar enough.
That's pretty classic old school Marvel stuff, right? Where somebody recently gets their own book, and then you got to have a big tie-in to try to support it.
Exactly.
So I respect the hustle with that. And then And like I said before, I read that first issue and it was mediocre, and I have not continued to buy that.
Yeah.
But that cover was badass. I'm glad I bought it.
Yeah.
It wasn't an offensive read. I'll give
Honestly,
it that.
that's always a plus. Sometimes it's like, well, was a book.
That's as much as I can say about a lot of Marvel right now as well.
Fair.
It wasn't offensive.
Yeah.
I didn't want the time back.
Exactly.
Batman and Robin 27, Poison Ivy Annual tomorrow. Batman Dark Patterns 12.
Is that the last one?
That's the last one.
Yeah.
And speaking of every time it's a good cover.
Yeah.
So that's the first book for tomorrow that's on my pull that I've definitely got to get.
Right.
Unless I go ahead and buy Transformers.
Yeah.
Spawn 270. I'm in this place every time I see Spawn covers now, where I just want to say this real fast.
Yeah.
Where I go, that's a great cover, and then I think, but it's also generic.
Yeah.
It's like we've seen this exact cover like 100 times.
Yeah. I mean,
like not exactly, but you feel like you have, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
We've been there and done that.
Yeah.
These will come out and I'll go, I'm not collecting Spawn anymore. I sold my whole singles collection. I'm rebuying it in trade. It would be sometimes I'll see a cover that I like enough that I think about getting just to display it somewhere for a while, and then I go, but that's a slippery slope because they're
that's reopening a very dark door.
There's that. I don't want to get into that too much. I've talked about that. But also just, well, if I'm buying this one, it looks so much like these 15 other ones.
Yeah, I mean...
Why this one specifically?
Right. But to be fair, though, you look at the art, it's like, that's pretty cool art.
I mean, it does look good.
Yeah.
Kryptonite Spectrum number 4 is tomorrow. I think that's the second to last issue. I think they're doing one more after this. And that's also on my pull, of course. I've been reviewing those, and they've been wonderful all the way through.
Have been, yeah.
Are you caught up on that, or did you just start
I'm only on
it?
issue 2.
Okay,
so
but you did start it, though.
I started it, though. I've been really enjoying it so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Wolverine 7 is tomorrow. That's a cool cover.
Yeah.
I like the classic split down the middle, but it's Spider-Man one side and Wolverine the other.
Yeah.
Although, can I complain about this?
Please.
Can I nitpick this?
Absolutely.
Well, why is the Spider-Man face under Wolverine? And the Wolverine face is under Spider. I feel like you would only do that if you had a legitimate reason. I'm like, are you that careless, or is there like a real reason?
That's probably one of those where some artists, like whoever did the covers, was like, "Yeah, I like the balance better on the other side."
Or like whoever did the cover didn't remember what the order was.
Yeah.
The entire time he's drawing that, he thinks the book is called Wolverine and Spider-Man. Everything with Marvel for me right now is one step forward and 2 steps back. Whenever you hear me compliment anything, I'm like, oh, but wait a minute, here's 3 other things that are stupid.
Is this where we have Thwict or whoever it is showing up? Is this where we get that?
Is that... Oh, you know what? I bet it is.
Yeah.
It's the split down the middle, and then we're going to create the amalgamated character.
Maybe that's why it's reversed, too, because you see it's the Spider-Man mixing with the Wolverine, and the Wolverine mixing with the Spider-Man.
I bet that's the start of it, though.
Yeah.
A Tale of Two Heroes... Okay, I have a theory with this.
Right,
A Tale of Two Heroes, 2 different heroes, vastly different methods, and one mission only they can take on together, but why Peter and Logan don't miss the kickoff to the most surprising Wolverine and Spider-Man adventure of all. So that doesn't immediately suggest that the Thwix thing is starting yet, but it's like... Sorry, let me get my thoughts together here.
Right.
I'm stretching when I say this.
Okay.
Admittedly,
yeah.
but I you know what I feel like. It feels like we're doing. It feels like we're doing Superman Red, Superman Blue in reverse.
I can see that.
Where
yeah.
it's like you have Electric Blue Superman and he splits off into 2 characters, and here you have Spider-Man and Wolverine, and we make them Thwick. I also would love to see Marvel do its own amalgam straight up.
You know what?
Which would be hilarious.
They're getting there at that point.
They're now doing stuff with DC, so they could do amalgam too if they really wanted to.
They could, yeah.
And honestly, they probably should. I mean why not at this point?
Yeah, exactly. When they're doing like Mr. Sinister 6 at this point, they're already one step in the door.
There's also no damn shame.
Yeah, exactly.
So like they've started playing ball together just because they're both so desperate.
Right.
Marvel more so.
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah,
at
you
this
know what? Go
point?
for it.
And like, I'm a hypocrite because as soon as they do it and they start announcing what the books are, they'll look really dumb and I'll roll my eyes.
Yeah.
But I'll also probably buy them. That's the thing. Because I collect amalgam.
Yeah, no, same.
If they did that, I'd be and like you played the amalgam enthusiast.
I did, yeah, I did.
In my film.
I was living the gimmick.
And when I decided to give you the amalgam book for that, because I did that, I mean, I don't want to say at random. Like, there was a sort of fun thematic reason to do it, obviously. But... just because, we time travel in my movie to 1996,
right?
And we're doing a bunch of Marvel and DC parody through the whole thing, so that seemed like the right book.
Yeah,
but I didn't realize that you were even familiar with that stuff when I handed you that book.
Yeah.
And actually, when you started working on that project with us, I didn't know how into comics you were. I knew you were. I knew you were a fan. I knew you read stuff.
Yeah. I knew who Jack Kirby was at least.
Well, obviously, yeah. Our initial meeting was through comics, but I didn't know just how much you kept up with stuff.
Yeah, and sooner or later,
your knowledge base is way vaster than mine. You blow me out of the water.
I try. Well, sooner or later, I'm gonna have to bring I still need to dig out the trading cards. I've got those amalgam trading cards somewhere buried. I know. I keep saying I've got this great collection, and then I forget when Tuesday rolls around.
I'm totally gonna try to buy those off you too.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna be crazy and buy them.
Yeah. We've all done that.
Look, Chris, it's the first appearance of what you know will be a very important character.
Exactly, the sensational character find of 2025.
Do you think I should buy that?
Honestly, I'm kind of thinking about buying it now too. Just I gotta be real.
Really?
Here's the thing.
I think we should review it. If Thwix shows up, we should buy it.
Exactly.
If it's next issue, I might wait. Although I don't hate that cover.
Yeah, especially look, it's inspired discussion. It's inspired discussion.
It's almost too stupid not to buy it.
Yeah.
Is where I'm at with
it.
All right, moving right along. Aquaman 11, I have no idea what's going on with Aquaman. Not that I'm a big Aquaman guy, but it looks like we're keeping him with his New 52 look.
Yeah.
I kind of figured by this point, since we've gone back after Rebirth to the old traditional continuity, that he would have gotten his beard back by now.
Yeah,
or maybe he got it and then they went back to this.
I'm not sure. He had the beard for a minute when the Momoa movies were coming out.
Oh, of course.
But
okay,
Aquaman 2 happened. It's nah, it's cool. He can shave. He's good.
Marvel, to a lesser degree, does the thing that DC does with Batman, where they like to front load a whole bunch of Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
Because if it's Spider-Man, surely it will sell, which is still kind of true with Batman in a way it's not at all with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know about this. Amazing Spider-Man Torn #2. Do you have any idea what this is?
You see, Spider-Man's all out of faith. This is how he feels.
Is Spider-Man lying naked on the floor?
Exactly.
Uncover more ancient spider history. Learn more. So you did not know about this, is what you're saying.
I did not. No, I didn't.
Learn more, not only about one of the best eras of Spider-Man, but also about the Marvel Universe as a whole. Okay. Spider-Man's new villain, Evangeline? So let me get this straight. Spider-Man's new villain is just a really popular convoluted anime?
Basically.
All right.
Exactly.
Represents foes who
Congratulations.
will twist Spider-Man's and your brain. Once again, I'm just glad they're consistent.
Yeah.
Marvel copy is the worst copy.
Yes. This is
Plus,
true.
Spider-Man's heart is bent by two of the greatest women in the Marvel Universe. I mean, that's a pass for me.
They've got I guess they're going back to the Gwen Stacy era. I guess they're going back to the Mary Jane, that whole thing. I mean, okay.
Well, it's if I hear good things, I might check it out, because I would much rather. I mean, this is unfortunate. This sounds awful, but I would much rather go back to the past right now with Spider-Man than try to look at anything.
Untangle Paul.
Yeah, continuing forward. I mean, that whole thing is such a mess.
Yeah.
Dude, we read those in digital. If I had been purchasing those,
Right.
that would have felt like spending $5 to be angry.
Yeah.
Or at least to just scratch my head and go, okay, I mean, that's not what I would do. Like,
I would have done that, but okay. It's funny.
we're spending $5 to watch writers spin their wheels, going, I don't know what to do with these characters anymore. And also, I was going to say, Torn could kind of be like a Dark Patterns.
I can see that, yeah.
We're going back and doing some early day stories.
Yeah. Start between like the cracks of the regular continuity.
And that's not like a giant new novel idea. It's not like we've never done that with Spider-Man before. Of course.
Because, I mean, they had Tangled Web. They've had, was Tangled Web that actually did, like, a one-shot about Crusher Hogan?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm
glad you're thinking of examples.
Yeah, well, it's funny because, like, they actually got, it was Brian Azzarello and, like, a pro wrestler named Raven.
Oh, Austin's right. This is JMS.
Yeah. But,
JMS has 2 books tomorrow.
Oh, well, really?
There's another one that I'm considering trying.
Okay.
We'll talk about when we get there.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say that it was Brian Azzarello, like an actual pro wrestler.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, who wrote about Crusher Hogan, and they brought in, like, it was a guy named Raven, if anybody's smart to the business. But yeah, it was all about how, like, Crusher Hogan's career was ruined because of, like, the Spider-Man thing, because of Amazing Fantasy 15.
That's great.
So now he works, like, as, like, a janitor, and he works the marks, brother. He just tells these tall tales about, like, yeah, me and Spider-Man fought all the time, and, I gave him what for, I got my win back. And, like, it ends with him actually stopping a crime and Spider-Man just, like, playing along, like, oh, yeah, no, this guy's really tough. He every time we fought, other than that, too, he beat me. But, like, yeah, then, since it was a guy named, like I said, the guy's name was Raven, his Scott, Levian, he actually brought in, like, a lot of, like, wrestling terminology and brought in, like, a little bit of, like, they talk about Crusher Hogan being a shooter, which is like a guy who's kind of respected as like a real fighter, who actually has done a lot of like.
Well, that's a cool idea.
Yes, I mean I haven't read it in a while. I mean, if I've only read bits and pieces of it, but like.
That's why I thought you were going to say you hadn't read it at all. I'm like, a shocking amount about this comic.
Yeah, no, it was one of those. I found
it
it on like the app and kind of like rushed through it. I think it was on the app. Maybe I actually.
You'll jump around a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But again, too, like, my to-read list is daunting.
That makes me think we should do, and I'm only half joking when I say this,
Yeah.
we should do another one-shot like that's absolute Bibbo Babowski.
Yes, yeah. I would read about Bibbo all day. And it's funny
but you know what we're doing with him in Absolute Batman? Like, do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay. Well, the reason I'm bringing that up is because
I'm still behind Absolute Batman.
No, it's brought up really. You just don't remember. It's brought up in like the first or second issue. Yeah. But
do they go like the what's the bar? It's like the Ace of Spades or Ace
of
Clubs?
No, completely different character, but he's called Bibbo.
Right.
They have changed him to be the greatest wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's like he's like the big championship wrestler, and he fights Killer Croc.
Oh, yeah.
So that keeps coming up in that book.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's why I'm saying they should do that.
Yeah.
They should do the one shot that's all about him.
Exactly. Well, it's funny too because like every so often they will try and tie like Batman to pro wrestling, and like the Stan Lee Just Imagine book, Batman was a pro wrestler.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Batman.
I try not to think about that book.
Yeah. Batman 66, they made Bane like an actual luchador.
I know.
They made El Santo.
That's my favorite issue.
Yeah.
So have you read that stuff?
I have, yeah.
So freaking good.
Know, yeah.
Do you remember what they do with the back break?
Oh no, I don't.
The back break, they make it like I've talked about this on the channel 100 times because it's one of my favorite things in comics now.
Yeah.
Where they treat it like a typical Adam West death trap, and Bane's got Batman in the ring, and he and he does the classic backbreak move, and then you turn the page, and Batman's. It's a lot like the cut in the movie where you think that they've exploded and then they're just in the Batboat.
Yeah,
and I think it might even be the Batboat again. I can't remember, but he's in either the car or the Batboat,
right,
with Robin, and he says, "Thank goodness I had a Batarang." I poised at the small of my back.
That is amazing.
It's amazing. So freaking good.
Yes.
Anyway, I love that series to pieces. Continuing on here, Supergirl 17 is tomorrow. Spider-Man Noir number 2, which I didn't try.
Yeah.
But that might be cool. I don't know. I still think it's weird that that's coming out now and they didn't wait for the...
Well, has the show been delayed too, like a few times, or?
I mean, we've had a date for toward the beginning of next year for quite a while now.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised because Marvel's been missing a little bit of their windows too.
We've talked about this. Yeah. Spider-Man 94 number 3 is tomorrow. That's also on my pull. As not great as that's been.
Right.
It's only like 4 issues. I figure I'll go ahead and buy it and buy all of it.
You know, the one thing too
just
is...
to complain.
That's fair. Entirely. I bought issues for
I'm
worse.
not buying it to complain. I'm buying it because it's that show and the covers are okay and it's short. I might as well.
I did like the Kane Parker action figure cover.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's one where it looks like the old 90s like action figures, except it's Kane Parker. It's like, okay. That's getting me right in the nostalgia.
I don't know what it is. I'm not a big action figure cover guy.
That's fair, yeah.
I guess they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, Green Lantern Corps 10 is tomorrow. At some point I need to finally read those. I keep hearing great things. Mr. Terrific Year 1, number 6 is tomorrow. I don't know how many issues that book is running. Is that over, or is it continuing? I'm not sure.
Awesome. I don't know either now.
Awesome. Tell us, he's been reading that.
Yeah.
New Avengers 6. Batman Static Shock Beyond number 1 is tomorrow. And I was, like, slightly tempted by this. Just because I like Batman Beyond, but I have not read any Beyond stuff in years. Early on when they first brought that back, I was a diehard with that stuff.
Right.
And then during Rebirth, we had the Jurgens run, which went for like 50 or 60 issues, and it wasn't very good.
Right.
And anyway,
wasn't that where they introduced...
They've been doing... Yep.
I was going to say, wasn't that where they introduced the Joker's real name, Jack White?
No, that's awful. I don't know.
I can't remember.
But anyway, they've been doing a lot of previews for this in the backs of books I've been reading, and I was immediately turned off just because I don't like the Batman Beyond Justice League and Batman Beyond Superman. I've never cared for that stuff.
Right.
And immediately Beyond Superman shows up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not curious. And also, I'm not like a giant Static guy. Like, Static's cool. I don't know enough about him.
Right.
I never watched much of that show, and I haven't read any of it, so I don't know. I think I may own his first issue, or I sold it at some point. I can't remember.
Yeah, I've been meaning to go back in because I did watch the cartoon when it was on, and
does that start at Milestone?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah, it was one of those like hardware and icon stuff like that. I believe it's a McDuffie. Because I know it was Dwayne McDuffie and like Dennis Cohen who.
No, I know that. I was just trying to remember if it was Milestone.
Yeah. It did get came over to the main line with the new 52.
No, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Red Coat 15. I don't know what this is. Some image thing. Set in 1909. Okay. With some character named Simon Pure. Anyway, I'm not gonna read too much copy tonight. We got to get Austin here in a little bit. Let me keep moving. Beneath the Trees, Power Fantasy from Image is tomorrow.
Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. So, yeah, this is a book that got like a weird push because of it was New York Comic Con where they showed the still with all like the crossover characters that are coming to DCKO, and it was stuff like Homelander and like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
Right.
And one of them was the main character, like Susie or something, from Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He's gonna just show up in KO for no reason?
Yeah, yep. This
Okay.
random, like, serial killer bear, which...
So, in theory, this is an idea I like because we're trying to ape modern fighting games.
Yes.
And what fighting games like to do is give you a bunch of, or at least a couple of extra DLC characters that you can buy that are from other franchises.
Yeah.
But what gets weird about it is if you've never heard of them and you have no idea what they are, but I guess it's a way to market other books.
Yeah.
But that's a hard line to walk, because, like, on the one hand, you go, oh, this character is cool, maybe I'll go check that book out. And on the other hand, it's like, I have no idea who this is.
Yeah.
And then that
I don't know where to find them, yeah.
No. What I mean is, you could, if all you read is DC stuff, and then you see all these indie things in your DC book, that might kind of disappoint you or put you off a bit.
Yeah,
to reading the actual thing you're reading.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's why I think
who are these folks? I don't care about these people.
Yeah.
Well, I know too that part of it is, I think it was just through some contract stuff with like Warner Brothers, because, like, you know, they own Mortal Kombat, so it's easy to bring over like Sub-Zero. Homelander's in Mortal Kombat 1, so it's easy to bring him over. So DC's just looking at who they got on the table and just be like, let's move them over here.
No, but it's fascinating that they're doing random independent IDW stuff, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along, Rogue Storm #2 is tomorrow for the two people on the planet that are not watching our show that are buying that. Star Wars #7. What are we even doing with Star Wars right now? I mean, I don't guess I really care that much. But there's been... Yeah, okay, that just doesn't look all that interesting. Although, these covers are interesting because it's like Marvel's going back and trying to make them look as Dark Horse as possible.
A little bit, yeah.
Which they were not doing before.
Yeah.
But every time I see Star Wars, it seems like they're still doubling down on all of the sequel stuff that everybody hated. And that at least doesn't look like that, so that's good. Iron Frost 2, again, the two people that are reading that. That one might have more like 3 or 4 people, I guess.
Right.
Marvel Knights: The World to Come. I haven't even heard about that. I don't know what that is.
Christopher Priest. I mean, it can't be too bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Full scope.
Yeah.
Every so often, Marvel will be like, "Hey, remember Marvel Knights? Remember that point, like the late '90s, early 2000s, where people were excited?"
They've got the... Well, they're so desperate.
Yeah.
And just out of ideas.
Yeah.
That they constantly go, what's a thing... They have the same thing that just Hollywood in general has.
Yeah.
Where they go, name recognition.
Right.
But anyway, the future of the Marvel Universe is here. Oh, so stop it. Please never, ever say that again. The future of the Marvel Universe is here. You said it again. As two of the most visionary creators in comic history show you the world to come. The King of Wakanda is dead, leaving unguarded the world's most advanced technology, most precious metal, and a cryptic vault of dark secrets while triggering global conflicts among Marvel's heroes, villains, and mutants. This immediately does not sound interesting to me at all. With T'Challa gone, the future of the... So it sounds like they made a thing because Chadwick Boseman died? Like, that's kind of how this reads, where it's like, we've got to be art imitating reality. Does it not kind of read like that?
Honestly, I can see it.
Well, synergy with MCU.
Synergy with the MCU,
right?
Yeah,
it's like, well, he's dead at MCU, so we got to do a book where that happened.
Bring that over too. Yeah.
And this might be its own continuity.
Right.
Like, I don't know, but with T'Challa gone, the future of... No, it says 616. So wait, they killed off T'Challa in 616?
I guess so.
Did they really do that?
Well,
come on now. Also, you gotta love this copy. A final tribal challenge for the Wakandan throne. This sounds kind of awful, by the way.
Yeah.
And the mysterious victor who will change Wakanda, comma, and the Marvel Universe, comma, forever.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
I mean, look, they've already had The Future Is Now twice. Oh.
Well, yeah, but that's not the future. That's synergy.
Yeah, exactly. That's stuff that happened like 2 years ago.
I didn't realize there was still a Red Hulk book going, but you could be sure that gets canceled by 12. That Gotham by Gaslight Justice League thing is on issue 5. That might be the last issue of that. I'm not sure. Conan 26. We're taking everything down with us 6. G.I. Joe 322 is tomorrow. Venom 251. Grim 25. Okay, so 70 and 76 is the other thing that or one thing anyway, I should say, that I'm a little bit on the fence about maybe trying.
Yeah.
I don't think the art looks great. It's also JMS.
Right.
It's a really obvious, goofy concept that could work if it doesn't take itself too seriously, or if it takes itself the right sort of seriously.
Right, exactly.
I don't know.
You either need to go all in or just right just on top. You're not messing around.
Yeah, if you played it like 1602, sort of, but with the... Although that's not what they're doing, because it's... I mean, you can tell just by the cover that it's our heroes from our time period going back in time. It would be way more fun if you did the 1602 thing, where it was the world right after the Revolutionary War.
Right.
But we have superheroes in it.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish that's what they were doing.
And you have, like, ye old Steve Rogers. You have, like, ye old...
But then I think the way to have handled that, like what we know now about the man notwithstanding, if Gaiman wasn't Gaiman and hadn't been canceled and all of that, I would have wanted to see him come in and do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's... Well, I know, like, part of it too.
I'm talking myself out of this. I don't know that I'm gonna actually buy that, but I don't know. I'm kicking it around. I might try it. Sorry, what is it?
Oh, I was just gonna say too. Like, I know, again, before we knew what we know now, Gaiman had talked about how the studio was, I guess, the Marvel, the publisher, started getting really involved towards the end when they saw that 1604 was actually doing numbers. Or 1602, yeah. Numbers are hard, So, because they liked what they were seeing, they're like, hey, we can actually make this a franchise. And he's like, I just want to tell my little story. Just want to tell my little colony story.
And then that thing gets really convoluted because they find a really weird way to rope it in and make it in continuity, and it's very strange. But anyway, Austin said he was kicking around maybe trying Predator Badlands. I'm also kind of thinking about maybe doing that, or at least reading it in digital later. I don't know if I'll buy it. But I really liked that movie. I would like to we reviewed it last Friday. I would like to read that eventually, but I might wait till it's done. I don't know. Things like that are a slippery slope for me, where I go, if I start buying Predator or Alien stuff, I'm afraid I'll become a Predator and Alien collector. And there's way too much of that stuff. And I've only ever bought them in crossover, and I feel like I should probably hang on to that for now.
And even that's kind of a pit, too.
It is, but I have a lot of it. So that helps. And then Ninja Turtles Godzilla starts tomorrow, because Godzilla is still crossing over with everything. And that I probably will end up buying. Because, like, again, I don't buy Godzilla stuff, but I do have... a lot of Ninja Turtles. I've stopped being completionist with that, but I do have most of the crossovers. So I don't know. I even have the Usagi Yojimbo crossover, and I'm not a Usagi guy, so I will probably buy that. But I don't even have all of the Power Rangers Godzilla books yet. Because once again, I'm just not the biggest fan of that artist. Okay, what else? I'm gonna stop reading everything so we can move on, I guess. But here's all the stuff coming from IDW, and
I'm kind of surprised that
Image.
Blood and Thunder, which is a book I was buying, I thought that was supposed to be like a 4-issue miniseries, and they're on like issue 7 now. So
I also thought that would be more limited than it has turned out to be. So that's tomorrow. So I'm going to have at least 4 books, but it could turn into 6. I don't know yet. Okay, let's go ahead and bring Austin on. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have Austin come on and talk about his books. And then you brought a couple things. We'll have you do yours,
I've
too.
just got a couple things, too.
And then I'll get to my stuff. I may have one cross with Austin if he bought and read Batman 3, but I don't know if he's caught up. So we'll see. But we'll just wait for him to Discord in. I always want to say Skype in, because I was still using Skype all the way up until they shut it down.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, though, because when COVID hit, everybody went to Zoom. Zoom came out of nowhere. Skype just sort of disappeared from there.
But I still don't get that, because you had to pay for it. I don't know why people wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Like, for all this time, we didn't have to pay to do these calls.
Right. It's so weird. I don't know.
And, like, is it that much more reliable?
Yeah, and I mean, it really isn't. And
I bet it's not.
Yeah.
And the thing is, ironically, Skype became, and nobody knows this because I was literally the only person on the planet still using it.
Yeah.
Skype became the most reliable of them.
Yeah.
I got to where I hardly ever had problems with it, and it was awful when I started.
Mm-hmm.
And I had problems with it constantly back in the day.
Yeah.
The most reliable thing, and then Discord, I have all the old problems I used to have with
right,
Skype. Right. But it's been a little better lately, I guess. Yeah. But the most reliable was Google Hangout.
Oh yeah.
And
whatever happened to that too?
It sucks. They got rid of that because they got rid of Google Plus, because of course that didn't take off the way they thought it would. Yeah.
I remember when you had to like sign for Google Plus just to like use YouTube, which that was, I just don't know like what went wrong in Skype's like marketing department too. It's like, everybody's at home, it's locked down, they need something to make video calls. Skype, your moment is now.
Well,
their time came and they dropped the ball.
But I feel like everybody had already stopped using Skype even before COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I think my grandpa.
I mean, except for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hi, Austin.
Cap's like, I'm still on MySpace. Why don't I have any new friends on MySpace?
I was never on MySpace. I didn't have that. Facebook was my first social network.
No, we're.
Oh, okay. That's the thing we forgot to talk about Iron Man last night is the MySpace.
Oh yeah.
Which Iron Man were you reading?
Oh no, we
the first movie.
The first movie. Oh wow, yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, there's the part where he's like, I better not see this picture we're taking on MySpace. It's like, ooh, that didn't age well.
You know what though? At least they didn't have to change the. It was probably because he was ad-libbing it, but at least they didn't make up fake incontinuity. Legally
Social
distinct
Network?
Version.
Yeah.
Because Breaking Bad did that. Second episode of Breaking Bad has Skylar mentions like a My Shout page. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
Like My Shout? That's horrible.
But Riddler Year One does a thing like that I thought was really cool, where the Riddler, who's Edward Nashton and the Batman, goes on a social media site called Enigma, and I was like, that's kind of neat. I like that.
Oh, that is good.
That's well, it's like how there's always like that same fake search engine that's like every TV show that's like Spider Finder or something.
Yeah.
Spider spelled with a Y, so it's Spider.
Yeah, no, the Spider thing is like 555 numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
We do it in every TV show.
Yeah.
Okay, Austin, tell us about your books from the last couple weeks, man.
Sure. We can bookend with two books that we both have, like we did last time. If you want, we can talk about either Batman 3 or Knightfight.
Oh, we both have both Batman books. Good.
We have both of those. So we can bookend that if you want.
Well, I tell you what, I was going to talk about those in rapid succession. Why don't we?
Okay, we can end with it then.
Let's end with it. Yeah. Why don't you talk about everything I didn't read?
Okay, so that's good. I just thought I would give the suggestion. And I got quite a few books this week. I didn't have time.
There's so much Batman, I just thought I'd put it together.
That makes sense. I wasn't able to finish Absolute Green Lantern, so I can't talk about that one yet. But let's see, what will I start with? I'll start with Superman. I read the last 3 issues of Superman because I was behind on that. Absolute Superman, I mean. The new issue is 13. And that's pretty good. It's with 13, it kind of becomes like a war book. Not like a literal war thing, but it's like Superman is in Smallville, and like Ra's al Ghul's people are invading it, and he kind of walls it off, and it becomes like a kind of war for Smallville, and it's pretty cool.
I was about to say, Austin, you gotta be real careful for your superhero comics as war books, because that's how we got trouble. Somebody told Mark Millar, like, "Hey, Ultimate's is a great war book." It's like, what genre are you gonna bring back? Romance genre. Okay, great, go.
Trouble gave us the Madam Web movie, so I'm all for Trouble. We love to see it.
And technically, I mean, Marissa Tomei is May Parker too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Quick plug
I'm
for
so
Friday.
into the movie.
Austin and I are doing Madam Web on the Rewind Project. Come check that out.
I'm excited.
At your peril.
I'm psyched on your behalf.
Austin, I saw previews for that War for Smallville stuff, and I thought that looked cool. I need to catch up, but I thought it was kind of neat that's a weird direction they're going, like relatively early in that book, and I'm like, there's a thing I've never really seen, like.
Yeah, I really like their Lana Lang. She's got a really good introduction in 12, where Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen come back to Smallville, and they go into a diner, and they're like, "Hey, we have no money. Like, can we wash dishes or something for a meal?" And Lana, who's the waitress, is like, "We know who you are. Everyone here knows who you guys are. Like, and what you people did." And like everybody stands up, and it's really ominous, and you're like, "Uh-oh, like what's gonna happen?" And she's like, "Yeah, you're friends with Superman," and everybody's like, we'll pay for them to eat. Like, we want to help these people out, and it's pretty cool. I like the kind of community they're building in Smallville in these last couple issues. So that's cool. My next issue, let's see, where will I go now? Godzilla Keisei issue 4, which has Godzilla attacking Kansas City. Apparently, that's just a thing.
Just stop it, Godzilla. Stay out of KC, man. Like, what are you doing?
Godzilla looked at you as like, no, this place needs to go.
I never thought that exit would come up this much on the channel.
Right? Everybody who doesn't live here is like, what are you even doing? What's that?
Stop talking.
You don't understand. This one exit on the highway.
Stupid city. So anyway, why is Godzilla in Kansas City? In a mainline Godzilla book?
He just ends up in Kansas City. So in the last issue, he got attacked by the kind of villain they're setting up, who has these leeches that feeds off of like Godzilla's energy. So he's covered in leeches and kind of freaking out, and he just happens to land in Kansas City, and they're like, "Uh-oh, we gotta get him out of here! Like, he's gonna destroy this place." So then we get Godzilla versus Jet Jaguar in Kansas City, and that's pretty great.
Does he fight barbecue monsters again?
Sadly, no, but he fights Jet Jaguar, which makes me happy. So
that's fair, yeah. Jet Jaguar, who's basically what if Godzilla fought Ultraman?
Yeah, exactly. And was literally designed by a child through a contest. It's kind of just like your fill-in issue, but it was pretty fun. Like, it's just, we were setting up stuff with the villain last issue. Next issue, we're going to get like a big confrontation. So this issue kind of just bridges that gap. But the Kansas City stuff I thought was pretty fun. And then I think it's issue 7 is going to be that Desperate Godzilla one.
Well, you stay away from the plaza. You leave the Cheesecake Factory alone. I'm so sorry.
Godzilla, there's other places to ice skate. You don't have to destroy Crown Center. Stop it.
No, go ahead.
Well, you got to get that one, and then it's not 7. It's issue 6. I think is the Death of Godzilla one where they got Jurgens in to do the homage cover to Death of Superman.
Has that already come out?
No, I think it's January. I think that's when that comes out.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you made me worried for a second that I missed it because I was like, hey, I ordered that cover from my shop. They're supposed to put that in my box.
Oh, you actually ordered it already?
Oh,
okay.
hell yeah, I did. Of course I did.
Oh, that's awesome. No, it looks great.
No,
I'm very confused as to why we're doing Death of Godzilla 6 issues into a new shared universe of 3 books, but we'll see what that looks like.
It's probably not an actual Death of thing, right? Like,
it probably won't be, but like it is strange. But
I mean,
we'll see.
Godzilla's.
Did I show you that cover?
I don't think so. No,
but Jurgens actually drew it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it's a parody cover of Superman 75,
nice,
and it looks really good. And it's Jurgens and Breeding, and so they have the old signature that they did on that cover that's Jurgens and Breeding, and I was like, I have to own.
You got
this.
it that way. You have to. Yeah.
Well, I showed it to Sarah, and she was immediately like, "You're buying that, right?" I was like, "Yes, of course."
We'll just put that in the budget right now.
Exactly. You need to buy as many copies as you can because it's going to be valuable.
The 90s are back, baby.
Well, what's hilarious is that has a likelihood of being more valuable than Superman 75. There's true. Like 7 million copies of that.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, they're not printing that many for that Godzilla book.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a variant.
Exactly.
I don't even know if it's like a 125 variant or if it's just a regular, if it's just a B or C cover or something. But
yeah, I'm not too sure. I've just seen the cover, so I'm not sure exactly.
What's funny is my guy at the comic shop is also a Death of Superman collector. So when I sent him a text and I said, "Hey, you got to order this for me," he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm ordering myself one as well."
Oh, they're gonna say he just didn't know about it. And he was like, "Oh man."
No, he already knew about it. He was like,
"Yeah."
He responded like he was waiting for a text from me. That
Oh, you finally heard about it.
Yeah, he was just looking at his watch, like 3, 2. Hey, Cap, what's up?
Yeah, exactly. I'm very predictable.
That's great. My next issue is Void Rivals number 24. Which is also very much kind of like a bridge gap issue.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, that's kind of just like a bridge gap issue where we just kind of stop in on every little subplot between the kind of last big battle thing we did last issue, and now they're doing the Quintesson War is like the big story they're hyping. So it kind of ends with like, oh, now the Quintessons are coming, and it's going to be a full invasion. So I'm interested to see what that's going to look like.
That's great. Well, that seemed inevitable. Like, I'm almost surprised they waited 24 issues in before they did that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I thought that would be like their City Fall or something, like with Ninja Turtles. Like, they waited a really long time to get to that.
Well, I'm still waiting because I'm like, okay, surely like Unicron is coming in this book at some point.
Unicron!
This will be where he's introduced. But it hasn't happened yet.
So we'll get.
I will have a hard time not dropping everything and finally catching up on Void Rivals as soon as Unicron shows up. I'll be like, okay, fine. Now I'm going to read more of this book.
Orson Welles is speaking directly to my heart here.
I love Unicron. I have this weird thing about like giant, scary, omnipotent planet monsters. I don't know what that is, but like I don't know, like the Death Star is the coolest thing in Star Wars, and the Technodrome is one of my favorite things in Ninja Turtles, which is just a ripoff of the Death Star.
Yeah, still.
And
it's got treads though, and an eyeball.
I know. Yeah, I built one.
Yeah,
I actually built.
I was about to say, I see it right over there.
Well, yes, I have my Mega Blocks one, and then I have the replica of the.
You have an actual one underground that we have to take a giant drill to get to.
I am a goddamn child. Moving on, Austin.
Well, then there's nothing more made for you than Unicron, which is the Death Star if it transformed into Galactus.
Galactus too. Yeah.
Fair, yeah.
Austin understands me better than I understand myself. We have this with stuff all the time where I'm like, Austin, why do I like this? And he's like, well, I'll tell you. And he's always right about it.
Yeah.
Watch, they'll do zombie Unicron. It'll be just the most Cap thing ever made.
dude, but I could do you one better than that. You know what the trifecta would be? Zombie Unicron in hell.
There we go. Yeah.
And then Satan's like about to kill him, and he goes, "Wait, I'm morphing," and he pulls out a morpher.
What would Satan's dinosaur be, though? What would his Zord be? It's morphin'
I have no idea.
Brontosaurus.
Probably not that.
Instead
exactly,
of that, it would be
yeah.
like Eternity. It would just be the universe.
It'd be the universe. And look, I mean, I'm just saying Satan might be more of a Zeo guy.
Yeah. Satan's a big fan of King Mondo. I don't know why.
I don't know. I went to see Turbo. I'm pretty sure Satan made that movie.
Yeah. He's sadistic, man. He wanted the children to be bored.
Exactly.
He was like, you're gonna hardly have any Power Ranger fights. It's gonna be called Turbo. There's gonna be no race car stuff hardly.
Yeah.
And most of the movie will take place on a pirate ship.
Yeah.
for no reason.
Right.
It's a radical pirate ship. It's Turbo. Cowabunga, dude.
I wish, but not really. It doesn't even fight a Technodrome.
Yeah.
Anyway, Austin, what else do you have for us?
I have G.I. Joe number 13, which is now the first issue of that as it's going into double shipping. So I'm going to have a lot more of that now. And that's going into the Dreadnought War. So just that universe is going into a bunch of war stuff, apparently. And that is basically Cobra Commander and Duke are handcuffed in Mad Max. And it looks like it's going to be super awesome. But this just kind of set it up. It's like, here we go. Now we're on the run.
And then the Quintessons show up.
And then the Quintessons show up.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And then Unicron shows up.
Then zombie Unicron from hell with a morpher shows up.
And when Zombie Unicron from hell shows up, what you hear is Cobra.
And you know,
He's
Austin,
in Cobra Law now.
I didn't think I wanted
Exactly.
Power Rangers in the Unicron or in the Energon universe, but you sold me on Unicron with a morpher. That's the one way I'm okay with it, I guess.
That's the one way to do it.
I still don't really want that, but I don't know. They gotta breathe new life into whatever nonsense Boom is doing right now.
Yeah. No, and I'm expecting this story arc to have the G.I. Joe equivalent of Unicron Globulus, who is Burgess Meredith, because he's in the Cobra Commander mini, but I imagine he'll probably show back up.
I've never heard about this.
Actual Burgess Meredith shows up.
Played a character named what now?
A Globulus?
That's amazing. How have I never heard of this? That sounds awesome. What does he look like?
Yeah. He's like a big snake god guy.
I looked it up, but I have no idea how the hell you spell it.
Is he from the movie?
Globulus.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's in the movie where it's like, oh, Cobra's not just a terrorist group. They're actually from Snake Wakanda. And their leader is Burgess Meredith. It's like, oh, okay.
So that was their answer to Leonard Nimoy, then?
No, that's their answer to
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles,
I
I
just
guess.
said Orson Welles. Thank you.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Senior Sticks $2 super chat. Power Rangers Turbo. Do cars count as Zords or cars?
Neither.
I mean, yes, both and neither.
Both and neither
is the answer there. Yeah. Well, what's kind of funny about that is, like, you get in cars that are sort of normal-sized cars, but then they are too small to form a Megazord, so they just get bigger. I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb. Anyway.
No, the only other thing I had to mention, and I sent Cap this, but there's a great bit in this G.I. Joe issue where we flash back to the Cobra Commander mini, and all it is just Cobra Commander, and then a person he's attacking just going, "What's wrong with your face?"
I couldn't even believe it. We need that on a T-shirt instead. What's wrong with your face?
That's fantastic.
Email me if you want a pizza roll.
That panel...
Oh, and that's the other thing, is that in this whole Skybound thing, they've like really tried to make Cobra Commander a badass, and he doesn't typically do that. But there is a point where he gets jumped in this issue, and it's just like, I need to escape.
That panel by itself
made
me more interested in reading that, and I've never cared about G.I. Joe. As soon as you sent me that, I was like, I don't know, I might read one of those. That's hilarious.
Oh no, it's awesome. What's wrong with your face, Cobra Commander?
It's so good.
It's amazing.
Okay, well, you want to talk about Knightfight?
Yeah. Those are my last two, are those Batman ones. So let's do it.
Okay, so Knightfight is Joshua Williamson with art by Dan Mora. I've been looking forward to this for months. For a while,
because of the Batlith.
Well, even before the Batlith, like because I think we had images of the costume before we even saw the Batlith, or maybe I just didn't get a close enough look at that and didn't realize that it was just straight up a Batlith.
Yeah.
But anyway. For people that don't know, the Batlith is the curved Klingon sword, and it is almost exactly this design. Like, I don't know how they don't get sued for this. Because I was looking at it the other day, and I was like, well, maybe it only has, like, one grip hole, so that's, like, the one really distinct thing. Like, nope, it's got two! It still looks like a Klingon Batlith!
Legally distinct. It's the Vanilla Ice Baby, da-da-da-da-da.
Like, it's got some yellow in it.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's enough. I don't know. Anyway.
It's so close, even I picked up on it. Like, the second I saw it, I was like, oh, it's just a Batlith.
It's just a straight Batlith. And then I'm convinced it's a Batlith because the word bat is in bat. I'm convinced of this.
Yeah.
So, when this was announced... I'm sorry, Austin, what were you going to say?
No, I was just... Yeah, no, it's like the exact same thing.
When we got art for this, it was announced, I talked about this last week, but it was announced around the same time as Fraction's Batman, and I mistakenly for a while thought they were the same project. I thought Fraction was doing whatever this is, and weirdly, I guess I heard about this before KO, or before I realized that they were connected in any way. I'm not remembering the exact timeline with this, but anyway, it's odd that we're finally getting this, because this is just a 4-issue miniseries that ties into KO that's, that before it came out looked like it was probably pretty inconsequential. Now that I've read the first issue, it reads extremely inconsequential. So, like, if you're reading KO, you don't need this at all, and the only reason to get this is if you really like Dan Mora art, if you're just like kind of a Batman completionist person, you want the tie-in stuff with every big event they're doing, and if you really like this suit and you think Batman with a Batlith is cool, those are the 3 possible reasons to get this. The setup for this story is not necessarily one of them. I thought this was okay, Austin, but I was not especially invested in this idea. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, so I feel like, I don't know, over like the last couple weeks, like I keep hearing fans theorize that DC's building up to some sort of big, like, Batman steps down as like a mentor thing, and we're going to try to do like another Batman. But this is just, talk, like, who knows. And then reading this, I was like, oh, maybe there's some truth to this. Like, maybe that is kind of the way we're heading, because it does feel like that's the setup for this book, is to set up that kind of an idea. And yeah, I had the same kind of thing. This is just kind of like, I don't know, if you're upset that Batman's not in KO because he got taken out like immediately, here's your Batman book. Don't be upset. He's right here. He gets his own little adventure.
My issue with it is it's just treading so much ground we've done in lots of other things, right? Like, I felt real been there, done that with this, where it's the situation is, spoilers for KO, but most people will be aware of this by now. At the end of the first issue of KO, we think Batman is going to be actually in the tournament, and then he ends up getting taken out, and he's turned to stone like everybody else that doesn't make it into the tournament. And in this, we find out that he had a contingency for that, right, and that he has a boom tube, and he boom tubes his way out of the stone, because of course he does. And he goes to Gotham, and he realizes that he has somehow materialized in an alternate future reality in which Dick Grayson has taken over as Batman and has started Robin Incorporated.
Yeah.
And has all of these Robins all over the world, and he's solving a lot of problems that Batman never bothered to solve, and he's angry with Batman because, with Bruce, because he made it all about himself, and he tried to live forever, and he got in a Lazarus pit and all kinds of stuff, and Batman, of course, is clueless and has no idea what he's talking about, because this version of Batman did not do any of those things, and this idea that Batman doesn't know how to let go and let someone else take over for him, and that he's kind of a narcissist, and he has to do this forever just because of his own sense of grand importance. Again, it's just a thing that we've explored so much before that I wasn't getting any new interesting, thoughtful spin on it or anything, and so it's kind of just a novel alternate reality sort of story. I didn't hate it, but I'm not. I was excited for this, and I wasn't excited after I read it, and that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say, don't the Titans take over, basically train like Robin? Yeah. So
right.
You got Cyborg and Starfire and Speedy and stuff like that.
Yeah. No. Exactly. Which I guess that's neat. No, I had the same kind of thing. I thought it was just okay. I made the mistake of reading this after G.I. Joe, where I was like, oh man, that was so great. And then I read this and I was like, oh, Joshua Williamson's so much more excited to be writing G.I. Joe. And this is just like, I'm at DC, I gotta do this Batman thing.
Look, you gotta do the paycheck sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm trying to articulate, is it just didn't feel like there was a lot of heart in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the one scene of Bruce talking to Dick where he's like, this isn't what I wanted for you. But outside of that, I was kind of like, this is just kind of okay. Like you said, not bad. It just exists.
No, you're right. The one kind of cool spark here that maybe he'll run with and it'll get a lot more interesting as it continues is Batman saying, Dick, you're kind of doing the same thing that you're complaining that I'm doing, where do you have a plan to let someone else be Batman when you're through? Because it's not like he's being a Robin right now. He has taken over as Batman, and he kind of puts a mirror up to him and says, I don't know that you're not exactly me right now. That was good.
Mm-hmm. No, I liked the whole Dick, you went off and did your own thing. I wanted that for you. I didn't want you to just be me.
Yeah.
So I really liked that part. Absolutely.
I think people that really don't like Dick Grayson as Batman during that early Snyder period might actually like this more than me, because it's kind of making a case for Dick Grayson shouldn't be Batman.
Yeah, Dick Grayson as Batman was such a love it or hate it era.
Right. That's what I'm saying, is a lot of people don't like that. And so I'm thinking those people, this might actually weirdly be more
prove that point,
Yeah.
Which is funny, because I remember, too, there were, a lot of people, too, who were like, okay, just have him be Dick Grayson. And we're like, well, it's Bruce Wayne. They're probably going to bring him back eventually. They get mad at you. They'd be like, no, just have him be Dick Grayson from now on. Which especially the Morrison run. I really like the dynamic where you had like the happy, friendly Batman with Damian,
Right.
with the grim and gritty Robin too, which that was a cool dynamic. But like, eventually Bruce has got to come back.
Oh yeah, Bruce Wayne will never be allowed to just fully die.
Yeah, exactly.
Even like if it is true and we are building to Bruce Wayne retiring to be like a mentor character, like that's not going to
How
stick.
long is that gonna last? Yeah.
Exactly. How long does that last?
Well, and even if it does, you're always going to have 12 to 15 alternate universe books that are still Bruce Wayne as Batman.
Yeah.
Like, we'll always have that.
Yeah. And we'll always have.
I also
like,
think that's
true.
probably how it should be, but I don't know that there needs to be 12 to 15 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
The art's nice, as expected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it looks good.
It's Namora, so how bad could it be?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like I said, like it's not like even the writing where I'm like, oh, I don't think Joshua Williamson was as like passionate about this. Like, I'd still say it's like a 6 out of 10. Like, it's still like it's fine. It's pretty good.
That's where I put it. It's serviceable. Yeah. It's good. But I don't know why. I was expecting something more exciting.
Look, it was Batman.
That's
with
fair.
lift.
You were just mad he doesn't have the bat.
He doesn't. It's on the cover. He's
he
not
doesn't
whipped
have
it out
it.
yet.
He doesn't
No,
know.
he's not whipped it out yet.
All right, look.
Watch him never get it in the entire miniseries.
Exactly.
It's only on covers.
It's on all of the covers.
He walks by like a Comic-Con, like a Star Trek convention, and just sees like a bat lift on a shelf. Like, that'd be cool. I should get one of those. And just keeps walking.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Alfred, I'm afraid of trackies. It's time that criminals know my pain.
Alfred, I like Battlestar.
I'm kind of wondering how he even ends up with it. Because it's not a thing.
Wait, it's like a futuristic world, so like maybe he'll like just like pull it off something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, it's a real archaic-looking weapon. Like, it's just a big blade. It doesn't telescope or anything. There's not any way it's like... Unless he's got some kind of technology that lets him just materialize stuff. I don't even know how... It can't be on his person right now. He's got to find it or something, I would think.
Was it like an episode of... the animated series?
Like it's just on his back right now, and they just haven't whipped the camera around yet to show it.
Yeah.
Like it's in a sheath, but we just
there
haven't
like a
seen
bit
it yet.
in like the animated series of BTAS where he went to grab like his grappling hook and like a container popped out of his waist to like the belt buckle of of his utility belt. It's like, wait, was that inside you? Is that?
I mean, at this point, he's already been like, yeah, I had a boom tube on me. You might as well just, I had a bat lift just
That's true.
on my back this whole time. I do like his costume. I do like how we took that new suit from the Fraction book and like kind of Mad Max the design.
Look, I know I speak a little bit in acronym, and I try to do that at a minimum, but I draw the line at BTAS, okay?
BTAS, yeah.
I draw the line there.
Fair. That's fair.
That is a TOS toss thing, where when people say toss, I'm like, get the hell out.
It's like, no.
No, it's TOS.
Yeah.
Stop with the toss thing. And there's Star Trek fans that are like prudish about it, that are like, no, it's pronounced toss, and I'm like, get out. And then you're like, BTAS, and I'm like, with respect, stop it.
Fair, okay, fair.
That's when you toss them out of the room.
Oh.
Toss and Hunter with toss. I've never heard BTAS.
BTAS, you ever heard BTAS?
Is that just you being silly? Or
no, that's something I've heard before. That I've legitimately heard that.
People are dumb.
BTAS, yeah.
BTAS?
But I've never heard it spoken aloud.
Yeah.
That's
I've definitely obviously seen that.
So I'm saying just yeah.
Well, I mean, it's B, comma, TAS. It's BTAS.
Can we move on? So, the Fraction Batman number 3. Austin, I thought this picked up a lot more. I can't help but think that maybe this should have been the first issue, or like the second issue. But I feel like it's kind of meandering a little bit before we get to this, because with the first couple issues, I thought maybe it was gonna be a little bit more old school and be like slowly building an overarching story, but the issues kind of stand alone. And then you get to issue 3, and it's full on cliffhanger, like multiple subplots happening. I'm seeing this lasting for a few issues now, but I'm a lot more interested now. Like I got 3. It's so weird. I got 4 pages into this, and I went, I don't know if I'm gonna keep on this book. I might drop it. And then I got to the end of the issue, and I went, no, I'm actually much happier with this book now.
Fascinating. Yeah, we're having like a completely different experience. No, I think I like all 3 issues a lot. This issue, I don't know. I feel like it's still gonna keep moving like the first 2 were. It's just this one had more of kind of setting things in place, but then you also have your kind of this issue thing is the Riddler, a little bit, but it is much more just kind of setting stuff up, moving forward for like the next issue or so. But I don't like, maybe it'll go to like this will be like a story for a couple issues, but I kind of got the sense that it was still moving that way.
Well, you got a couple of major status quo changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and we're
that's
dealing
true
with
too.
Multiple subplots at once. I guess retroactively, it might read though more like this has been building better than I'm giving it credit for, because it just occurred to me that the revelation that we get with the Riddler explains maybe some of what was going on with Killer Croc in the first issue. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, the sense I get is, and it was make me think of this partly because he showed up in this, but the Englehart stuff, you know, where it's like this issue is Hugo Strange, and he's like dealing with Penguin, Joker, and Two-Face, and then the next issues are Two-Face, Penguin, Joker. I can't remember the exact order, but it's like that, you know. And that was kind of what I got reading this issue, is I was like, oh, we're kind of going back to like that kind of a thing.
Okay.
And it's like he's kind of seeding stuff, and then that will be just an issue, and then, you know, so forth. Like I imagine next issue will be dealing with that that doctor, and then whether it ends there or like then moves into like a Hugo Strange thing, or maybe vice versa. Like it could go either way.
But we got 2 major things going on right now. There's experiments on Arkham inmates that we didn't know about, and then we've got Vandal Savage finally making his big move against Batman, and kind of setting everybody after him, and framing him for being a cop killer. My issue with that is Batman was ridiculously reckless in the previous issue and kind of looks like an accidental cop killer. And so Vandal Savage is like, I'm gonna make everybody think he's a cop killer, and I'm like, well, he kind of was, but all right.
I mean, not really. Like one of the cops shot the other cop.
No, I know, but just with how reckless he was with things like setting up the not the explosives, but like the thing in the middle of the road to like blow up cop cars. Like he
doesn't blow it up. He cuts the tires.
Well, yeah, but it could have rolled and exploded. I'm just saying, like he's not.
I guess
he's not very careful with it.
I don't know. I don't think it was like that hardcore. I don't know. He just popped their tires. Batman does stuff like this all the time. He'll like drive his Batmobile through like a criminal car, and then be like, "Haha, you know, no casualties."
Yeah, I mean,
I'm aware of that, but with that, we talked about this with that issue, right. Austin. I didn't know what his motivation was.
I wasn't here for it.
He was just doing that to go rescue Robin, and it just seemed like weirdly careless.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't have that, but fair enough.
I'm gonna have to go back and read, because I remember us talking about that too.
I honestly thought that whole issue was kind of strange.
Yeah.
And this kind of turned it back around for me a bit, but I had
that's good.
I had big question marks with that second issue.
And the next villain was the Riddler.
It was odd. Yeah, well, and I felt really dumb because at first glance I couldn't even tell that was the Riddler. And then on the cover, and then he's got a question mark on his watch, but I didn't look that closely at it. So I actually got to read this not knowing we were gonna have a Riddler story. Then I looked at the cover again and I was like, I'm dumb. He's right there, but I couldn't tell.
I mean, he looks more like Arcade than the Riddler too. He's
yeah.
Well, and I was laughing too because, and I forgot until the beginning of the show, but I guess Hush is back on tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's where you have like the big buff Riddler, and I was like, oh, I can see he dropped that muscle weight real quick. We're back to the actual Riddler.
That's a really good point.
Stop doing those crunches, man. Get off the gas. He's natty now.
I liked how kind of like sadly sympathetic the Riddler is in this issue, where he is like he's always obsessed with riddles, but like he really can't control himself, and he's just like spouting them out, almost like he's on like Joker toxin or something, where he can't stop laughing. Like it's like that with the way he's spouting riddles. And it's kind of fun how over the top that gets, where Batman's able to answer almost all of them just immediately. Like Riddler will spout 5 at once, and then Batman will just riddle off all the answers to it. And that was kind of fun.
He talks like how Jeff Loeb writes Scarecrow and Mad Hatter in Long Halloween.
Where it's all yours and rhymes.
Quotes to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
See, like Hush, where they're yelling at... Not Hush. Long Halloween.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, where they're like yelling at each other.
Yeah, exactly. No, and Batman's reaction to him reminded me of the kind of stuff I had with issue 1 with Killer Croc, where it's like, he's just like, like, yeah, I'm disappointed you're back here doing this again. Like, how many times do we got to do this song and dance? And
that's true, because it starts with like, you kind of went straight. You had a fortune. You had your own big company. Like, what happened?
You got really buff and shaved, and in fact that happens again tomorrow.
Start lifting.
Well, and I didn't know, but yeah, he's like, Riddler, that was 2 weeks ago, man. Yeah, I didn't know about any of that.
That part's not even done. We're technically in the middle of this.
Dude, I still to this day would like to see a monthly Riddler book where he's just a private detective. Like, I think you still could get away with going back and doing that. Like, Dini should have done it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I would still love to see that. And I think it's a shame that we can have a 47-issue Poison Ivy book, but we've never done that.
Look, I would read the crap out of a Riddler
drives
book.
me crazy.
I would read the crap out of a Riddler book, just saying.
Like Poison Ivy.
I mean, I don't care about good Riddler, but you aren't wrong. Like the fact that we can get like so many like gigantic runs with some of these other villains that I also like even less. So not that I dislike Riddler, but like you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know if you read Gotham City Sirens, but Dini just made such a great case for it in that, where I could see that book. Like, I never would have thought of a Riddler book by itself as being something that would have legs, but he made such a good case for it.
Yeah.
Like, I still would really like to see that happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know who else should write it, because Dini won't come back for it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Zeb Wells.
Stop it.
I mean, to be fair, isn't Paul kind of his own riddle?
Those are 2 words
right?
I would like to not hear come out of your mouth anymore.
I will stop it. I will say though, like Zeb Wells, the one thing.
Stop it.
Redacted.
Quit saying Zeb Wells. Do not understand.
I did like the villain stuff in those books, and I actually recently just went back and reread Shed.
Well, that's true. That's the only stuff we like.
And like I went back and reread Shed, the one where
Shed?
That's where Lizard eats his son. That's where Kirk Connors eats the boy. So,
give me some context. What are we talking about here?
Oh,
where is that?
It was a Spider-Man book. It was like right when like the Heroic Age thing happened.
Oh, okay.
They did a storyline where
there's mid 2000s.
Yeah. It was a storyline where
I've never heard of that.
They were trying to cure.
Is it in Amazing?
Yeah, it's in Amazing. Okay. But yeah, it's a storyline where they're trying to cure Kirk Connors, but like it's not working. It doesn't hold, and they're like, "You're gonna turn back. It's just a matter of time." And his kids hate him, and his son hates him. So eventually when he reverts back, the first thing he does is like eats his own son, which I was reading that and it's like, okay, this is actually kind of creepy, actually kind of like scary, and as far as, that kind of plot goes, actually not bad. But
I want to know how they retconned it.
but also too,
Well, yeah,
like,
because I was thinking it would be after Spencer, because Spencer's got his family are lizard eyes, where like Billy is like a little lizard kid. So I was like, oh wait, is that how we got rid of Lizard Billy?
I guess that's how we got rid of Lizard Billy. But
because that's a big part of that hunted story in Spencer. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say too how, again, that was another Zeb Wells story where I really liked the villain stuff, but like the actual Peter drama, the actual Parker drama, was just kind of like there, and part of it might be because I was reading that story in isolation, but from what I've read of like Zeb Wells stuff, he gets like the Spider-Man villains, but not Spider-Man necessarily.
Yeah, but he's not even consistent with that because he had a Carnage mini in like 2011 that was awful.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
Oh, is that the one where he like takes over the town? Is that
Yes.
that Carnage one? Or is that okay?
I think so. Yeah. Now I've not read that in 15 years, but I remember not liking that at all.
I didn't even realize he did that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I believe that was him.
Yeah.
I'm going on very old memories.
He pops up in like weird stuff too. Like I didn't even realize that the lizard story was him until like I just looked it up.
Oh, Tyler says the whole Connor's family came back as clones during Clone Conspiracy. That's how they got around it. I knew they retconned it somehow.
Exactly.
Clone Conspiracy was one of the biggest clusters ever. I don't even want to think about that whole thing.
Yeah.
That was rough.
The way you have, like, I never want to hear you say Zeb Wells again. The word clones and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Never be
the same thing. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop.
Let me tell you about Dark.
Because every writer goes, you know what? I'm going to be the one that fixes the Clone Saga, and it's like, no, just stop.
Wait, did Brian Michael Bendis just walk in?
Yeah, or we could just ignore it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need clones in Spider-Man. That's fine.
I remember when, like...
No, every writer needs to be the one that fixes it. They're like, in my head, I'm going to be the one that does it.
Well, and here's what's irritating about it. The only reason it needs fixing is because it wasted... Well, it's two things. It wasted everyone's time for, like, 3 years in the 90s.
Yeah.
And also, it made some story stuff kind of clunky and convoluted that's pretty easy to, I think, to just kind of ignore now. But what we kind of forget is... That was a follow-up to the original Clone Saga, which was very short and fine.
It was
so,
like one or two issues.
Why does it need fixed?
Yeah.
It was this little short thing.
Yeah.
And then, I can't remember who it was, but somebody did like a 4 or 6 issue streamlined version of the 90s Clone Saga that I think was decent, but I'm pretty sure I've read that, but I don't remember it now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like, yeah, we've already been there and done that. Why do we have to keep going back to that? And then this Spider-Man 94 thing has to go back and do it again, and it sucks. And stop it.
Even Spectacular, I think they were planning on doing the Clone Saga in like season 3, season 4. Like they were putting in the seeds to set that up. It's like, you don't need to be the one that fixes it. We can just ignore it. It's okay.
It's one of those stories that's thought of as really important because it went on for a long time and because there was a lot of drama surrounding it. But because the thing is, it would be that important if only we actually had let Peter be the clone like he was supposed to in the first place. Right. Like, if they had done that, it would have been, like, such a monumentous, gigantic change, whether you like it or not, that it would really matter. Yeah. And the other thing is just the word saga sounds important.
Yes.
Seriously. Yes. Dark Phoenix has this. Like, if you use the word saga, we will never get away from it.
Right.
Well, then I feel like it's like we had a really solid line of Spider-Man, and then it hits the 90s like a brick wall when we get to the Clone Saga.
Yeah.
So every writer comes in and is like, but, like, this is how you fix it. This is how you make it work. And it's like...
Yeah.
No, they hit that brick wall at 100 miles per hour. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to derail this
sorry.
conversation into like a bunch of talk about the Clone Saga.
I blame Chris, really.
Right, you look. The dream in the 90s is still alive.
Now you have me wanting to read Maximum Carnage for some reason.
Just put some green jelly on, get your Super Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful, beautiful. Do amalgam clones, like you want your Marvel amalgam like, within the company? Do it also with clones.
There you go.
You know what?
That's kind of perfect. That's
Marvel. We have a pitch.
Exactly.
We have a pitch that
but yeah, those are all my books.
Not any stupider than anything you are currently doing.
Yeah, exactly. Eat your heart out, Thwicked.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for bringing in your books, Austin. I think you're liking both of those Batman things better than I am right now. Which
is funny because I like maybe, but with that Knightfight one, like I do feel like we're both on the same. Like, it was okay. I'm maybe just more positive because I wasn't like, oh, this is gonna be great. I was just kind of like, I'll check this out.
Well, I'm dumb. The only reason I really, besides this stupid Batman thing, the only reason I have my hopes up about it is because I thought it was a different project, and so this whole time I've had it like associated in my mind with that's that big Batman thing I'm excited about, and then it turns out that was Fraction, and we've already had that for 3 issues.
Yeah, exactly. At least we got Dark Patterns at 12 tomorrow. I'm excited and sad to see that end, but that'll be cool.
That is definitely the best Batman thing that we've had in the last year that I've been reading.
Yeah.
And I'm not as far along in it as Austin is, but just based on that first arc, it's really freaking good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've been reading it where I'll just read an arc together. So I haven't read the last 2, but I'll read them all together once we got 12.
Yeah, they read really nicely like that. Well, and you'll have it tomorrow, so
I'll try I might try to power through it too, just because it's ending and
Well, like we can make that the next default.
Hey, there you go.
Because I haven't reviewed much of that yet. Like I've talked about it briefly.
Right.
But we could do the first. I mean, they're in 3s, so we could do half of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We could even just do the first arc, but we could do half of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a book where I feel like each arc is kind of better than the last one. So I'm hoping that continues.
Yeah. I'm really excited to keep going with that. I think I bought all of them at this point. I think I found.
Well, I mean, they got great covers, just on their own. Like,
well, I kept wanting to do it, and I finally started it because I found the first 3 issues at a half-price books for half cover.
Nice.
And then I think the rest of them I've just found at random shops. So I'm pretty sure I'm caught up now.
Yeah, for sure.
This is not interesting to anybody.
No.
Austin, thanks for being here, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Thanks, man. Bye.
See you, Austin.
Yeah.
So, now it's time to move on to a couple things that Chris brought.
Yes.
So, Chris, feel free to talk about that stuff, and then I'll go through the rest of what I bought last week.
All right, so the first thing I have here...
Thanks again, Austin.
Yeah. So this is something I picked up.
You keep talking about this, or I feel like you've mentioned this to me.
Oh, the murder podcast?
Yeah. I feel like you've said something about that.
This is just like a book. I picked it up again. I was at. I actually got this the same time I got Godzilla vs. Kansas City. I was at. They had like a little release party at one of the comic shops in town. I was there with my girlfriend who likes a lot of murder podcasts. So I saw this as like, look, this reminds me of you. And it is a book about a podcast that...
You approach romance differently from me.
Yeah, look, I am nothing if not romantic. But yeah, this actually is about a podcast that murders people.
A podcast?
A podcast that there is a podcast, and it's implied at least in the first
issue. Is it like if you listen to it, you die? Is it like
you listen to it, you murder people? Like There's,
so I thought it was like a The Ring sort of thing. It's not. So it's not like that.
Yeah, basically the opening scene is.
This instantly sounds cool.
Yeah, no. I mean, the opening scene is a woman just in her kitchen. She is listening to her like favorite like murder podcast, and then like something goes wrong. She starts reacting like her like neck serve creaks. She starts reciting the actual like conversation on the podcast, and then she like murders her husband with like kitchen utensils.
Wow.
And it goes on.
So it's like synaptic suggestion.
Exactly.
It's like it's almost like a Winter Soldier.
A little bit, yeah.
Kind of thing.
There is, again, this will probably be fleshed out later in the book, but it is.
Did that just start?
I think so.
Or has it been around
yeah.
a bit?
I think it just started. At least they only had like the first issue at the shop.
How many pages is that first issue? It looks oversized.
I'm not sure if it's really oversized.
Can't
It's
see
just
it?
really thick. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Is it?
Like I think
Is
it's
it
just
more than
like
your
really
standard
thick
20?
paper.
Oh,
too.
maybe so.
Really, like thick stock. But yeah, it's implied that there's some
Oh,
sort
you're
of
right.
like
No,
death
you're right.
cult that's putting this podcast out. Like there's a scene where they have like a random ritual. Yeah, the publisher wasn't one I was familiar with either. It's
No.
Jeremy Hahn, who's done like some stuff here. I want to say he did like a Western thing.
Ignition Press. That's why I
Press,
was
yeah.
immediately curious to see what the publisher was, because you're
Yeah.
right. This we don't usually talk about this, but this paper is unusual.
I know, yeah. It's almost like cardstocky a little bit too, just with how thick it is. Too.
Their logo is cool because
Yeah.
it's a key, but it's made to look like a question mark.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I keep talking.
No,
over
you're
you.
good. I mean, basically, that's
I'm very interested in this.
yeah. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm kind of fascinated because, again, it's implied that whatever is, and I can't find the actual like scene where this happens now. It's implied that there's some sort of cult that's behind this. Like, there's a ritual scene too. So, again, there's questions to be answered later in the series. But they do kind of nail a lot of, like, the narration in, like, true crime podcasts, where they talk about how, like, now, all these years later, Bethlehem is a town trying to find its place in the ever-changing world. Or the growing, changing world.
So that came out in September.
So, yeah.
And I don't know if that's monthly or if it's like every 2 months or
Yeah.
But I don't know if 2 is out.
It looks like...
It doesn't look like it is.
I guess,
No, October. It is monthly.
So, hey,
So there's at least 2 issues out, if not 3.
Yeah, so I guess came out last month. So I have
Good
to get
to
back to
know.
the shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Put that on a poll because it's not gonna be on the shelf.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you found that on the shelf, but
yeah,
subsequent issues may not be. It
Probably not,
looks
no.
pretty obscure.
it is. Yeah, and at least again, I guess it's just the shop that they just happen to have like a pretty good like indie selection. So
That's great.
I picked it up, check it out.
I love that phenomenon.
Yeah.
Just like younger and middle-aged women listening to true crime podcasts
Right.
becomes a comic book
Yeah.
because that becomes such a popular phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like in just the last 3 or 4 years, I hear about that all the time.
Oh yeah, no, it's funny because
And I must be a middle-aged woman because I also had that
Yeah,
for a while.
exactly.
Like, I was listening to a lot of true crime
Oh
for a
yeah,
bit,
no,
but
it's me and Jen just like last week went to see Generation Y and like Wine and Crime had like a dual live show at the Screenland, the movie theater depicted in Godzilla versus Kansas City.
right. With the robot.
with the robot, and unfortunately there was actually an actual murder just down the street that day.
Oh no!
Yeah, at the CVS just down the way, there was a literal shooting, and it's so. Welcome to Kansas City, everybody.
Yeah, wow,
Welcome to
that's-
Kansas City.
That's literally too close to home.
I looked over. It's like I just looked over, saw like 2 police cars at the CVS. Like, oh wow, somebody must have got pulled over real bad. And then it's like, oh, there was a shooting over there. I'm sorry, what?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but the other thing I brought today, this is a Kickstarter book. This is.
You have a real problem with Kickstarter.
Oh yes,
you got an addiction.
I do.
Like, it's almost as bad as your geeky flannel shirt addiction.
Yes. I looked at how many projects I backed on Kickstarter and was like, nah, that's not a real number. No, that's not. That's not it. That's not. There's a glitch. This is.
I'm being helpful.
No, I'm making dreams come true. But this book was Foot Fist Frankenstein.
Okay.
This is honestly, and the cover was actually a board where you could do like a commission for where the cover. I mean, the cover is actually just like a grocery bag.
I was gonna say that looks intentionally really cheap.
Yeah, no, but
That's fun.
yeah. Here, I can just pull this off so you could actually
So is that a sketch cover?
It's a sketch cover, yeah.
Oh, cool.
It is a really low rent. I mean, not low rent.
I
but
love
still.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah. But this is the actual book. It's by Tom Kelly, who does both the writing and the art. It is what if Frankenstein was a kung fu movie.
Oh, okay. How's the art?
The art is actually incredibly Miller-esque too.
Oh yeah.
It's, I guess, technically it's not quite like what if Frankenstein was. Yeah, please. Technically, it's not quite what if Frankenstein was a kung fu movie. I know, yeah. I mean, it's a gorgeous book, but it's basically after the events of the novel, Frankenstein's monster, the creature, goes to stay at it's.
I'm just providing some visual.
No, it's
aid.
good. Yeah, it's great. But
I'm a sucker for panels made of words.
yes,
That's a thing I like a lot.
yeah. Which that's always like a treat when you see it too. But Frankenstein, after the events of the novel, goes to live in like a monastery. Goes to live with like some monks. A woman comes in with her baby, and then like a warlord who may or may not be Satan, who is just like this guy in like a demon mask, who everybody talks about like he's actually a demon, goes and says, "This child is my son. I'm going to kill the woman, get my child, and take him back to like my tower." And then like Frankenstein's monster just sort of like John Wicks his way through this tower.
Okay.
So, and it ends in like the
That's
most
cool.
like kung fu movie Kill Bill way. I'm not gonna get too spoilery, but there is like a part.
Braden's right. It looks very Samurai Jack.
It is, yeah. No, I mean that's. I mean, look. What was the name of the demon guy in Samurai Jack? Like
Aku.
Aku, yeah.
Right?
The villain is basically just like 2 steps away from Aku.
Yeah, it's got this similar mask face thing going on.
Yeah. But yeah, like the ending is the most like kung fu movie, like weirdly poetic. I'll be back for revenge in like a later date kind of thing. So
okay.
But yeah, no, this was something that looked cool on Kickstarter, and again, like the coloring is really interesting too, because it goes from blues towards the beginning to that really, to
I was gonna say I was only seeing the red and black for a bit, and I thought maybe the whole book was like that.
at least like the
Like it was a Virtual Boy book.
pretty much, yeah. No, there's blues in the beginning, but the longer you get into like the revenge plot, the more it becomes just like red, black, white.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like all those Marvel books like a few years ago. So yeah, again, Foot Fist Frankenstein by Tom Kelly. So that's all I got.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You always bring the most eclectic random things.
I'm not
That's pretty
saying I'm
neat.
making an effort to find like the weird shit.
I think you are though. I think you're absolutely doing that. The only other new book I bought last week was Batgirl 13, and I had not planned to necessarily continue with this series except for when there were just covers that I thought were fantastic. But because I bought the last couple, my shop just started putting this in my pull box, and I didn't have much last week, so I was like, fine, I'll buy that again. And this cover's decent, but not as amazing as the last one.
Yeah.
But this story is interesting enough. I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah.
You've got Cassandra Cain working with Nyssa to shut down the bad side of the League of Shadows. So Nyssa's trying to create kind of this new version of the League of Shadows, and in order to shut down the bad guys, she's trying to get rid of all of the blue flowers from Batman Begins.
Okay.
Because they have the blue flowers.
Got the blue flowers, yeah.
And I can't tell if, because I came to this kind of late and there's some stuff I've missed, so I can't tell if they just use those as part of their recruiting strategy, or if they're using them to make drugs that they're selling.
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure what's happening with that. But anyway, that whole thing's kind of interesting, and there's this fun training bit where Batgirl has it's just wonderfully comic booky, Chris, where she still has her mask. But then she has exercise clothes.
Yeah,
where she's got a midriff exercise brothing going on that still has a bat symbol on it.
That's how you know.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm not super engaged yet with her relationship with her brother, but that might get more interesting. Anyway, that book is decent.
Yeah.
I'm kind of coming on and off of that.
Right.
Okay, everything else I bought were back issues, and so I haven't read any of this stuff yet, but I want to show these off. So I learned something that I was not aware of that I feel like I should have known, Chris.
Right.
But I own the better part of Volume 3 Silver Surfer, which is the 90s series that went for 130, 140 issues, whatever it is. I looked at my database. I have 82 issues of that series. Volume 1 is the original 12-issue maxi series that that's the origin and that everybody knows and has been reprinted. I don't have any of those. They tend to be expensive. I would at some point try to get my hands on those. I think 1 is probably pretty high. I forget. And I knew that Volume 3 was the big long one.
Yeah.
But I never knew what exactly Volume 2 was.
Yeah.
Are you aware of this?
I don't know much about Volume 2, I gotta be honest.
Volume 2 is this. This is Volume 2. All of it.
Oh.
All of it. So Volume 2 is
just a one-shot.
I think this is maybe late 80s or mid-80s. And I haven't cracked this open and looked at it yet.
Yeah.
But yes, I looked this up, and I didn't recognize the cover. I was like, this is probably a Silver Surfer issue I need. And sure enough, they did a one-shot that retroactively became Volume 2. So when they did when they did the monthly finally, they decided this was Volume 2.
Okay,
who knew?
There we go.
Isn't that great?
At least you filled a gap, you filled a gap.
Here is a key issue. This is Silver Surfer 35, which is part of the kind of reintroduction of Thanos right before Infinity Gauntlet.
Right.
I looked this up because it looked like this was supposed to be his first appearance in a long time. And I talked to Austin about this, who knows this material better than I do, because he's read all of the stuff around Infinity Gauntlet. And I've got Thanos Quest, and I've read it, but it's been a long time. So you had Thanos Quest, and then you had, I think after that it's just Silver Surfer 34 to 35. And 34, I guess he appears at the very end of that issue. And I think he's also on the cover. So it's weird that that's not the key.
Exactly.
This is apparently the key.
Oh.
And I was surprised I didn't already have this in my collection.
Right.
and not a super valuable issue. I paid $5 for it, but it's good to finally have this because I collect Silver Surfer. I also collect Thanos, and I want everything related to the Infinity Gauntlet story. But I also had to have this because the name of the story on the cover is Thanos' Guide to the Galaxy.
Nice.
And that just makes me happy. But it's a wonderful cover.
Yeah. I just remember when the movie came out, I powered through like Infinity Quest just because it was on the app, and I read Infinity Gauntlet. Weird thing too, I got like...
You mean Thanos Quest or?
Well, I powered through Thanos Quest just on the app. Weirdly enough, I got sent a copy of the Infinity Gauntlet story. Like, I just mentioned it on like Twitter back in the day, and like the Sci-Fi Channel reached out to me. Their account's like, "Would you like a copy?" Like,
what?
What? Okay. And I was like, "They've got the blue check mark. I know that's actually it." It's like, okay.
So did they just send you a hardcover?
Yeah.
Or what?
It was actually a paper. I mean, it's a paperback, but it wasn't a hardcover. It was like a hard copy.
And I had all the singles before they were valuable.
Yeah.
Like, those used to be kind of dime a dozen.
Right.
That's one of those things that, because of movies, it got real scarce real quick.
Yeah. So, and I'd read Infinity War, actually, before Infinity Gauntlet.
And I don't mean to say those are crazy valuable, but those used to be like $2-3 comics. They're not anymore. But and I've read bits and pieces of those, but I've never chugged through the whole thing.
Right. And it's just funny, because I've read Infinity War, the sequel, before Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I picked that up just, like, a shop, and it's like, hey, cool, Doppelganger's in this.
Yeah.
And the Magus. I didn't realize, going back to Maximum Carnage, that's where Doppelganger came from.
Yeah, my wife loves Doppelganger.
Yeah.
This is Batman 327, which was a cover that I had never seen before, and just thought it was a real provocative, gnarly-looking cover.
Yeah.
So I had to have that, but I don't know, Batman in a straitjacket is always a great image.
Yeah.
So I've not looked at that yet, but I had to have that. And then slowly I've bought up some of the short-lived early 90s Huntress Monthly. I probably have 5 or 6 of these now.
Yeah.
And I think this only went to issue 19, so I think these are the 2 issues just before the end of it. So this is Huntress 17 and 18 with Batman on the covers. And I think it's really funny that what I believe, maybe it went to 20, I think it just went to 19.
Yeah.
But what I believe is the penultimate issue of the series has Batman very prominently featured right in the front of the cover, and the titular character real far in the background. And
DC knows who sells books.
Given that this is about to end and they're desperate to sell it with Batman, that is hysterical to me.
That is, yeah.
But I like these covers a lot, and Huntress' character that I've always liked a lot.
Yeah.
And, as I talk about a ton, I don't know what it is with me and female DC characters, but more and more I find myself buying more of that than anything.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, DC's got a lot of great female characters. I do love how that issue is The Dark Knight Strikes. So, in a few years, probably about 20 at that point, when Frank Miller wants to do his sequel, The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because that would have been shortly after this, right? I mean, this is 1990.
Yeah, well,
I don't know when Dark Knight Strikes Again comes out.
It came out 2001.
Is it that late?
It is, yeah.
Why did I think it was mid-90s? I guess that's right.
I mean, they had done riffs on it, in the meantime, but and Miller has basically said that every Batman thing he's done is in his own, like, headcanon. Like, even everything from, like, Batman vs. Spawn is technically part of, like, Miller's oeuvre.
No John Tye. This is not Earth 2 Huntress, because this is post-Crisis. And Brayton says she's also purple. That probably has something to do with why I like that character.
It's a good color.
That's a good point. Okay, I meant to show these off last week, and I forgot about it. But I bought these a couple weeks ago at a local outlet store that we have that gets comic stuff in. And these are giant, oversized poster books of covers from particular artists and just like classic stuff in their catalog. So I got one from Brian Bolin, and conveniently on the back it shows everything that's in this book, so I don't have to open this up and show you all of them.
Yeah.
But I'll just show you one of these and show you what these look like. But these are easy to pop out if you want to put these on the wall. I've got a couple other books like this.
Yeah.
And I've used these for that before. I don't know if I'm going to keep these intact or if I'm going to use them for decor. I'm thinking about putting them in my stairwell because I've got some smaller prints of Batman, of early Batman, like Golden Age Batman covers in my stairwell right now, and I've had those for like 5 years, and so I'm thinking about changing that out.
Yeah.
But I've also got one for George Perez, and that's the one I'm more excited about. But they're both really great.
Yeah.
And that's what that looks like.
Bolin and Perez, I mean, are both some of my favorite artists too. I mean, especially my favorite cover artist.
Yeah. Well, and covers for some of the same books too, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so like I said, I'm not totally sure what I'm doing with these yet, but they were so cheap, I could not pass them up.
Yeah.
I think I paid $7 a piece for these.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
So anyway, I've got another one. Speaking of DC female characters, that's like the women of DC.
Yeah.
And it's all oversized covers like that, of classic covers. Yeah, I think maybe even some interiors.
Yeah.
Featuring like Supergirl and Wonder Woman and everybody. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a Power Girl one in there.
Yeah.
I can't remember who else there, but yeah. Okay, so I think that's all of the stuff that we bought recently that we want to show. And that means that it is time once again, Chris, for the cover of the week.
The cover of the week.
Yeah, we need to come up with like
jingle.
Ditties for these. Yeah.
Ditties, yeah.
Jingles. Okay, so our cover from last week when Chris did the fateful phone shake turned out to be a comic from 1989, and with all of the Batman we're doing tonight, I'm going to not end up with a Batman for this. This is the first time we're doing any Fantastic Four at all.
Yeah.
But here he is, Fantastic Four 323, with She-Thing.
Yes.
With a Miss
Ms.
Marvel
thing.
who is a thing, and with a super mutated regular thing,
Right.
and a Johnny Storm that's having a lot of issues with flaming on and off randomly.
He forgets to flame off.
And Kang shows up in the middle of this, and Mantis is here. And I felt so dropped on an alien world reading this thing out of any kind of context.
This is
I had
continuity.
no idea what the hell was happening through most of this.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the best representation of Kang, because it's just a ball of continuity that you just gotta figure out later.
Well, my favorite thing with Kang is he shows up and he's just constantly talking to himself.
I know, yeah.
And he seems to be totally bemused, and almost like the whole reason he's doing what he's doing is just because it's funny that no one knows what he's doing and why he's doing it.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I know about the past and the future, and I know where everything's going, and I've got these like copies of me that are doing all these things, and it's very complicated, and he knows it, and he just thinks it's funny that nobody knows what he's talking about, including me, the reader.
I think Steve Englehart at this point just had like a moment of self-awareness. Is like, I don't know what's going on, but that's great.
It really reads like he goes, I've got too many balls in the air.
Yeah.
And like, I am going to start catching them, but I'm also going to kind of admit that it's hard to catch them all.
Yeah, exactly. Because, this was continuity the book. That is what this was. And, like, every character has, like, 8 billion different, like, subplots they're bringing in, too.
Oh, Lord,
Yeah, like Mantis being, what was it?
Like, we talk about soap opera at Marvel a lot, but, like, this is very soap opera-y.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Actually, you're right. It's like Steve Englehart is approaching Fantastic Four as an X-Men book.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think of that until you said that. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
I had so many questions.
Yeah.
and I wondered how far back I would have to read before I would even understand what was happening here.
Yeah.
Like and some of this, to be fair, is just characters that are popping up here for the first time.
Right.
So you have to read other books to understand things. But why does Mantis always refer to herself in this in the third person?
Yeah, and like
I didn't know what that was about.
And there's the whole thing. What was the Celestial Madonna that they were calling her? Or the
Dude, I never thought I would read the. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
I never thought I would read the term Celestial Madonna, much less 19 times in a comic book.
I know, right?
I don't know what it means, but it stuck with me to the point where I want it on a T-shirt, or I want somebody to make an album called.
They said it 19 times, but like she's not the Celestial Madonna anymore, but like she still kind of is. But like it has something to do with plants.
Yeah, I know what the plant thing was.
Yeah,
and then Kang's just gonna like hang on to her, and then eventually kill her.
Yeah,
and then she disappears at the end, so we can't do that. And that's the big cliffhanger: is how did she escape?
Yeah. Also, something's up with Johnny. Something's up with Johnny.
Oh,
something's up with Johnny.
Johnny. Well, and I'm gonna assume that apologies if we sound kind of incoherent with this. It's hard to break this down in a logical, structural way because it's not presented that way.
No.
Yeah, I'm assuming, and probably incorrectly, probably unrightly so, that the Thing's mega mutation is somehow correlated to the problems that are going on with Johnny Storm's powers.
Right.
Also, I don't know what's wrong with Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Because I've never read this period.
Yeah.
So she's at home sickly or something, and Mr. Fantastic is going to go check on her.
Yeah.
And she's been temporarily replaced by a Miss Marvel who is a Thing.
Right.
And so Mr. Fantastic is just taken out of the whole issue on page 1
to
go check on his wife.
Exactly.
And then the whole issue is the two Things and Johnny Storm, whose powers are barely working.
Yeah.
They're so dysfunctional, they should just go home.
Pretty much.
They should not be trying to accomplish anything
it's
right now.
Nah, just, you're good. Just take a breather. Mantis will fight, the meters by herself. The parking meters by herself.
It also kind of reads like they're all just standing out on the street talking.
Yeah.
And then, luckily, characters show up to make a story happen.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, and then you also have a Watcher named Aaron. I don't know why he's got a normal person name, and why he even has a name, and why he's more...
And Dragon Man's there, too. Dragon Man's his friend.
Dragon Man, who I read about in that Fantastic Four Gargoyles crossover last week. Remember that?
I do.
So that was interesting timing.
I love how, again, every time we see the Watchers, it's always the same thing. It's always... We are sworn not to interfere, but we're going to interfere right now.
Well, this Watcher has this whole other thing going on.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I've decided to start interfering.
Right.
And he's gone his own way, and he doesn't look like a normal Watcher. Like, he's still bald, and he's got a little bit of an alien-looking head. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't have the same kind of misshapen body. Like, he's more humanoid.
Yeah.
I mean, the Watchers are humanoid, but
they are. But this guy's got better proportions.
Yeah, and I think he's like maybe at normal height. I don't know if he's midget height.
Yeah,
I think he's normal person height. It's hard to say.
I do love how he's like, Dragon Man. I kind of wish you talked me out of it, but you can't talk, so I'm doing this anyway. Oh.
Yeah, I don't totally know what to say about this. It's it's weird and fun and intriguing, but I didn't totally know what I was looking at. Yeah. So it kind of made me want to read like the one right before it and the one right after it.
Yeah, just something to get some context.
Yeah.
This was just a book you just kind of looked at and just thought like, all right, that happened.
He's just throwing stuff at the wall.
Just throwing stuff at the wall, yeah. the last time, what was the Superman book we read that was like this? Where that's what I can't remember what that was. But,
I can't either. But yeah, we did read a pretty weird Superman book where we were like, you're Superman just dropped right
himself,
in the middle
like real fast grade.
Yeah, you're dropped right in the middle of a story. Yeah,
and this did have Johnny going supernova, which is like
supernova bad. And there was a giant light bulb for some reason.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean this again.
like that happened.
That happened. Yep.
I don't know. I didn't love understand it, but I was entertained.
Exactly. I do love the expressions in this too, especially like the two things. The way like whatever their mouths are doing is like. So again, I can't say I did have a good time reading it, but I think that's also...
I can't explain it because I don't know what it is.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's sad when Kang the Conqueror is kind of one of the least complicated things in the story.
That's true, too.
He shows up and he's like, I'm going to do some stuff just because...
I need to spend more time with Fantastic Four in general. Like, I don't know if you know this. I have a gigantic Fantastic Four collection. Yeah. I've read very little of it.
Right.
It is one of those series that, for whatever reason, I probably have 400 issues of.
Yeah. Well, like, especially, like, the early FF stuff is just basically, like, Lee and Kirby just, again, throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks.
Right.
It's like, so much of like the Marvel universe just came from like Lee and Kirby being like, all right, we got a deadline. What are they doing today? So yeah.
Well, they're clearly still in the spirit of that here.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Chris, let's go ahead and shake the phone, man.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you. Let's see. Oh, it's a Sonic book.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
How recent is this? 28. Okay, this is gonna be like really random,
right?
Because this is like 3 into a story arc. So this is IDW Sonic number 28. Yeah, heck, why not? So
exactly.
So I own a bunch of this book. I've read very little of it.
Mm-hmm.
I bought those mostly for my kids, and the covers are cool. And I like to collect Sonic more than I like to read it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna read this. We're gonna have no idea what the heck we're looking at. We're gonna deal with a silver story. And no one is going to care, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Exactly.
So here it is. It's Sonic 28. If you are able to get your hands on this, Chris, let me know, and you can come over and borrow it, or you can come early and read it right before the show.
Sounds good.
I'm sure it'll read fast. But anyway,
it looks like it's at least on Amazon, so I could probably pick up on Comixology. Worst comes to worst.
Okay. Well, if not though, I've got
If not,
it, so.
I'll be like,
obviously,
I please help.
John Ty, what is holding you back from reading FF? I mean, nothing in particular.
Yeah, I mean, FF is one of those books that kind of seems a lot harder to get into than it is.
Yeah.
Especially like
I actually think it's legitimately kind of hard to get into.
Yeah.
Personally.
Right.
So for me, like it's always been. Like ideas and big cosmic stuff that I like a lot, but I've never been like I like those characters fine, but it's never been the biggest draw for me.
Yeah, right.
Like it was always Silver Surfer and Galactus first.
Yeah,
which is why I collect a lot of Silver Surfer. But I also haven't read a ton of the monthly '90s Silver Surfer book. Either.
Yeah. I had a couple of
I've read all the Allred stuff from a few years ago. I love that.
That was good. Yeah. And like another thing too is that there's so many like weird eras with FF2. Like you've got when Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom like vaporized each other, and then you've had like, but they were actually in like Arthurian England.
Oh, crazy!
You've got like the Hickman stuff, which is,
well, I love that stuff.
Yeah, which is great.
I need to read quite a bit of that when it was happening.
I mean, there was also I had the
real quick. I think part of the reason that I've collected so much of it is. I mean, some of it is just I would buy up collections, and there's always a lot of Marvel.
Yeah.
And if there was a series that I already had a decent amount of, I would just hang on to whatever was in it, and so that would pile up, right?
Right.
I have a gigantic Captain America collection. I don't even like reading Captain America.
Yeah.
I bought a collection when I first started dating my wife, and she wanted me to keep the Captain America. I don't know why she's not read it either.
Yeah.
So I have this huge Captain America collection. I don't know that I'm ever going to read very much of that stuff. But Fantastic Four I've always had a soft spot for because the first truly valuable comic I got when I was like 11 or 12 was Fantastic Four number 20. And my copy is not in good shape, but that was the earliest book I ever bought with Molecule Man. And so I've got this kind of like connection to that from a collector's standpoint.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I'm just talking about Captain America. Like, I used to read, whenever I was at, like, a collectible store, there's this place up in, Delaware, where my aunt lived for a while, that whenever we were up there, I always go. But, they had a lot of the, those Groomies and Mark Grunwald stuff, too. That Captain America run that was like 20 years, so I always pick that up. So I've always got like a little bit of a soft spot for that too, with like U.S. Agent and D-Man stuff.
Yeah. Remember the Capwolf cover?
Remember the Capwolf cover? Yes. So yeah, I mean, there's stuff that we picked up when we were kids that has just kind of stuck with us.
Exactly. That's a lot of it. Tyler says apparently this is a tie-in to the Inferno event, so maybe that explains some of the weird stuff going on. Some of it.
I mean, if it sounds like an X-Men story, I guess that's why X-Men has it.
Oh, you're right. That isn't in X-Men story.
Yeah.
That would explain that.
I mean, they kind of did Inferno with, in '97, but like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
I guess so.
Inferno for like X-Men was like such like a big story that there were like arcs building up to it, and there were like arcs afterwards that were like directly impacted by it too.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so we did cover the week. It's time now for our final segment of the evening, and we're gonna talk about Dan Jurgens and Mike Perkins, the Bat-Man First Night. This is a series that I've been real curious about because I bought the first issue. So this is Black Label, 17 plus. So don't let your kids read this.
Yeah, there's some blood, some cussing in this too.
That's right. There's some vulgarity in this book.
Despite
it being the year being 1939, we are not skimping on the F-bombs in this book. Well, there's not a ton, but there is a lot of vulgarity.
There's a couple, There's more than you usually see Commissioner
and different
Gordon
kinds of vulgarity, certainly. But I do really respect it for actually writing the words out and not doing the stupid symbols, because I think even though it's Black Label and you should be able to do anything you want with that because it's like the rated R label. I believe there are Black Label books that still censor that stuff, and I don't understand that. If I'm remembering this, I forget what. But I think Austin and I have reviewed a couple things where we complain about that. We're like, it's freaking Black Label.
It's Black Label. It's
maybe
Max.
It's been more. Why didn't you make it Black Label if you had to censor it? I can't remember, but I think there's something that does that. Anyway, whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So I bought the first issue of Second Night. Stupidly not realizing it's a sequel, even though it's called Second Night. I don't know what I thought it was. But it looked pretty standalone and wasn't an obvious follow-up to anything. Even just reading that first issue.
Well, this book, when it came out, when did it come out, actually?
I will look up the date for this, but I think it was probably like 22.
Because it feels like this was a book that sort of came and went, too. Like, I remember a whole lot of fanfare.
I didn't hear anything about it.
Especially...
I heard a lot more fanfare about the new one. Oh, no, 24.
Oh, wow.
This came out last year, and they're already putting out the sequel?
That's... Again, it's a Dan Jurgens book. It's a Dan Jurgens Batman book. You would think there'd be more...
shocking. Well, for a second I thought maybe that was just the trade release. It's not. March 5th of last year.
Wow.
That's shocking because of the art, which looks like it would take forever.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's that kind of painted style almost.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is hand done or if it's done digitally. It's hard to tell. I feel like it could go either way.
Yeah.
Now, judging by that, it probably is digital.
Yeah.
But I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Like it's a gorgeous book.
I think by and large too, like most unless you're like an old school guy, you're probably working with like a tablet now. You're working with your Wacom. So
well, yeah, but stuff that looks like this, sometimes I can't tell.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the point is to is to go back to like
back to basics. Yeah,
classic media.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's a
but it
great
doesn't
looking book.
It doesn't
too.
look like the kind of thing that you could just throw out real fast.
Yeah. So I mean, the art, they took their time at least too.
But it's just amazing to me that we're already into a sequel. Now, this is not a monthly release. It's well, I don't know if they're putting it out monthly or if it's every couple of months, but it's only 3 issues.
Right.
It's 3 oversized issues. They're 50 pages. And Black Label has a track record for that. They've got quite a few things that are put out in that format. Where they're the big oversized in page count, but also in dimension.
Yeah, because that's the one thing too.
I don't have one for this to show. I read this digital, but I have I should have pulled it out. I have, like I said, the first issue of the new one, and it's still in that.
It's like magazine length too.
There you go. Yeah, it's still those dimensions.
Yeah.
Braden says, "Wow, that's a good-looking book."
No, for sure.
Just right out the gate, I'll say the biggest accolade for me with this, and the thing that I would most recommend it for, is art and atmosphere.
Yeah.
So this is set in 39.
Yes.
And it is a Monster Men story.
Right. And I mean, it's funny too because
without Hugo Strange.
Yeah. Although it's funny, the villain, the voice was so much. I was reading.
Now, is that a made-up character for this?
I believe,
does that go back to Golden Age Batman?
As far as I know, it's a made-up character.
I should have looked some stuff up because there are some things that feel intentionally like throwback, where we're going. Let's try to tell a Golden Age type Batman story. We're gonna keep his like characterization pretty close to what it was then, but it's gonna be modernized in the sense of being what am I trying to say? A more complex and adult story, certainly.
And like they draw, obviously the costume is very similar to like that old, early detective comics.
Yeah, of course, and even
also Commissioner Gordon looks a lot like the first panel of the first Batman story too, where he's got the thin mustache and the gray hair.
Oh, good call, yeah. Well, and even just what the faces in general look like.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of photorealistic looking.
Yeah.
But we're going back to I want to say how we were drawing faces then, but also what people looked like in the 30s.
Yes, yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It does, yeah.
Particularly women.
Right. The art style, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a lot of the I think it was like Criminal and stuff like that like Brubaker was doing.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of his creator own stuff.
Well, and even as Captain America.
Even as Captain America too, yeah.
Yeah, good call.
So yeah,
I thought it was skirting around Bermejo.
I could see that too. Yeah, I mean it's definitely got that like inked, but still like as close to photorealistic as you could get just with like pen ink too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean the art definitely is kind of the strongest part. I do think it's funny because this is the second Batman story we've talked about in a row where Batman's tracking down killers and hitmen who are supposedly dead.
What was the other one?
Last week it was that Legend of the Dark Knight story.
Yeah, what? Now that you say that, I was thinking of that a little bit while I was reading this too. Yeah, isn't that weird?
It is, yeah. Even though this is like I haven't.
I love how. Sorry,
No,
I love all the stuff in this that because this feels real true to pulp stories of that era.
Yes.
Where you have things that seem to the naive people that are not desensitized the way we are,
right.
in this period to be supernatural.
Yeah, exactly.
And there turns out to be clear,
just a guy,
real life explanations for them. So Batman, and it's heightened, it's stretching credulity, but there's nothing actually supernatural in it.
Yeah.
So like Batman, and that's standard for Batman, that people believe that he's actually a giant bat, but it helps being in this era, you buy it more, but also the idea that we're, to what you said a minute ago, that there's a villain, the voice that is resurrecting criminals on death row that we take to the electric chair, and then there's a conspiracy where after we've killed them, we're turning them into these monsters that we can control to do our bidding. And the idea is, at first you think that they're actually being resurrected, and then it turns out that we're taking them just to the brink of death. And then kind of
like a serum with it.
And kind of mutating them.
I was going to say, though, the one thing, I'm not sure if the voice is like a Golden Age character, but what he does remind me of is the villain from, like, the serials, like the Wizard.
Yes.
Which, I was half expecting him to, like, roll with a wheelchair and then just, like, stand up, My chair buzzed, now I can stand.
What I liked about this story, or even just the status quo, is how real brass tacks, back to basics Batman it is.
Yeah, this is a Batman who gets beat up too.
That's true. But I like how super corrupt Gotham is. It's always refreshing to me to go back to pre-digital technology Batman. Because, and especially going back this far, and just, the fun novelty of this story takes place when he starts. In real life. When the publication starts. But I like taking Batman back to this period because the further back you go, the more believable it is that he feels like he needs to do this outside of the letter of the law. So you need two things. You need a Gotham that is so corrupt, that has all the cops on the take, like Gordon keeps saying in this, that Batman can't just put on a uniform and help and feel like he's doing his due diligence to make up for his parents' death, and as he keeps saying in this, to try to make sure that doesn't happen to anybody else. So it's that, and it's because you don't have all of the futuristic by this standard, I guess, technology now, and also just all the pop culture and stuff that we have now. It's much easier for him to operate as an urban legend, and to make people actually afraid of him. So, like, the further back you go, the more I buy people are scared of him.
The one scene I really liked is when he, comes out of the river. He finds the, the camp. And he's like, I need to just sit by your fire, and because I don't want hypothermia. And just the way that whole scene, how it's framed, how it's drawn, the whole aesthetic, where they make him look like a monster coming out of the ocean. So I mean, they play with it in really interesting ways.
It's really cool. I do think it's kind of odd that unless you think I'm reading this wrong, it is kind of odd that it plays like an origin for Batman realizing that he can intimidate people.
I don't know if you had
that, but it seems like it seems like he doesn't come to the realization until the end that, I can use that to my advantage. And I'm like, why are you wearing a bat suit in the first place? I don't even understand.
To be a superstitious, cowardly lot. There was, just go back to how corrupt Gotham is. There's, towards the end, there's a red herring. There's a character who, just to avoid spoilers here, there's a character who you think is the voice, who's kind of set up as the one who's got the most to gain, the one who wants to, take over Gordon's position.
And it's the obvious character.
It's the obvious character. At the end, he's corrupt, but he's corrupt in a different way.
That's true.
He's on a completely different take. So that was...
I will say, I thought the ending of this was a little anticlimactic.
Well, it's just a guy who wasn't...
Yeah, when we find out who the actual villain is, and it is a consummate detective story.
Yeah.
You find out what Batman's been investigating this whole time, and that's all it is. And I'm all right.
Yeah, I do wish that the actual perpetrator, the actual voice, was a little bit better developed, as opposed to just being a guy.
And also, and his motivation is, kind of just paid lip service to.
Yeah.
It's dropped real quick.
Right.
In a couple panels where he's doing the typical, I'm explaining why I'm doing what I'm doing thing right now.
Yeah.
And the story's not really exploring any of the stuff that he's on about.
Yeah.
So he has, and I could see that reading a little I don't want to say modern politics encroaching on it too much, but all of a sudden Jurgens has a point he wants to make real quick, and I don't know if it is that, but just the fact that, because we'll find out that his whole thing is kind of just United States isolation.
Yeah.
And the story's been a little bit about that, but we're not exploring that a lot. It's more in the background, and there's. He name drops these America First bigots earlier and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Which again might read to some people as kind of heavy-handed now.
Right.
In he's trying to draw a correlation between what's happening then and what's happening now.
Yeah.
But the whole story's not really about any of that.
Right. And I think if they actually
it's kind of just in the background.
Yeah, I think if they kind of thread those themes a little bit, better.
Somebody said he was it Braden or John Ty oh yeah, John Ty, that he likes how political the story is. It is.
It is, yeah. But they could thread the needle that little bit better and actually kind of, again, it just feels like, what was that movie? Was it Murder by Death? Where they have the whole monologue at the end.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, it's got basically it's really good. It's a bunch of detective cliches. You've got a guy who's supposed to be Charlie Chan. You've got a guy who's supposed to be.
I've heard about this, but I've never seen it.
There's it's Truman Capote plays the actual, the guy who invites them all, and has a big rant about how you writers are so clever. You introduce the killer in the last 5 pages of your book. So that's what it kind of reminded me of.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Because I had to, I kind of did have to go back and be like, that's the killer. Hey, who was he again?
Yeah.
Because I was I've seen
it's kind of just this guy that's been standing there.
Yeah, and if they had...
So that was a little bit of a letdown.
Right.
What I was more... again, John Ty's right that there is a political thread with this.
Yeah.
I wanted to latch on to that more because... obviously setting Batman in this period is fun and interesting. But what I was... Sorry... real quick, what I was latching onto a lot more was just, again, going back to the very brass tack motivation for why Batman does what he does.
Yeah.
I loved getting away from how ultra complicated that can be sometimes now.
Right.
We get into why Batman doesn't carry a gun, and he tries for a second because he thinks he needs it, and then he goes, you know what, never mind, I'm just not comfortable with this, I don't think it's a good idea. And I loved how really simple, because first of all, just getting into the making it really, really clear what your protagonist's motivation is.
Right.
I love how simple this Batman is.
Where
he just goes, I don't want what happened to me to happen to anybody else. He says it over and over again. And then with the gun thing, he goes, I wish I could remember exactly what the line is. I should have written it down.
Yeah.
But Jurgens has this wonderful, simple encapsulation of that, where he just says something along the lines of, it betrays the worst night of my life.
Yeah, I think that's actually very close to what it was, if I remember right.
And I adored that.
Yeah, and again, a lot of...
It's not if I use a gun, I'm afraid that I'll keep killing and I'll be a bit... It's not any of that.
No, yeah. And
it's just simply, I don't want to dignify that weapon.
Yeah.
Because of what happened to me.
So much of this book is such, like, a stripped-down Batman to, like, the real basic idea. I mean, I know we've kind of talked about this before. We kind of talked about this, like, today, how, you know, you see the story about Batman isolating himself and Batman making his mission more about himself. And this is a Batman who has isolated himself. And again, like, I know...
To an extreme way. We get rid of Alfred in this.
We get rid of Alfred, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, then you have...
I questioned that for a second. I was like, he's not going to have anybody to talk to.
Yeah.
And then...
Him talking to himself the whole time, be like, oh, man, I wish I had a doctor here.
Yeah, and I thought that was overboard.
Yeah.
Where he would... just for like panels, like talk to himself like he's in a movie.
Right.
But then I thought Julie Madison was really appropriately utilized in this.
Yes. I mean, it's
as like ultimately his confidant, and it's a good romance.
Yeah.
And I like we try not to be too spoilery with this, but I was surprised that there's potential for a future with that couple.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, Julie Madison as a character is somebody who does go back to, like, the Golden Age, who I think was one of, you know, if not the first, like, girlfriend of Bruce Wayne. And she's a character who, like, comes back, like, every so often, like, typically in, like, throwbacks, although, I mean, I guess Zero Year was kind of a throwback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though she was updating that.
I forgot she was in that, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, because, like, they make her, you know, she's trying to talk to Bruce Wayne by anime. It's like, all right, yeah, that's cool.
I forgot all about that.
But, yeah, and it was kind of interesting having... They tie so much of the era to this book.
Yeah.
And there's enough, like, interesting things with...
Sometimes I think it's laid on a little thick.
It's laid a little thick. And
like,
I
think the book is overwritten in general.
Yeah,
I think it's too talky.
Right. There is... I mean, the first, like...
I think it's more pages than it has to be. I think you can tell exactly the story in 2 of these instead of 3.
Well, I just remember when I started reading it, I was like, cool, we're like a fifth of the way through the book, and all that's happened is there was a murder, and then Commissioner Gordon and Bruce Wayne drove for like 5 pages.
That's right.
And just exposited all the way to their 2-hour drive for how long it was, too.
The Gordon Bruce dynamic is really good.
It is, yeah. And that's also kind of a throwback because in, like, the first, like, those early detective stories, it was Gordon and Bruce Wayne that were friends. Like, I think the first panel is, Bruce Wayne and Commissioner Gordon smoked a pipe. Be like, you hear about this Bat guy that's here?
Yeah, they do exactly that in this book.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's funny, too, because one thing I did kind of like is...
And, like, it's fun that we get their first meeting, but Batman's been, like, out there working for a bit.
Right.
I like that this isn't a straight-up origin.
Yeah. It lays a lot of the groundwork. It does bring in, obviously, this is Batman who's fresh on the job. But,
he's literally a few weeks.
Yeah. But the one thing I do kind of...
Oh my God, have we reviewed so many alternate continuity Batman stories?
Yes.
I know you haven't been here for a lot of it, like in the last couple of years. Oh my God, so many of these things.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And even like Dark Patterns, too.
They start to blend together.
Even though that's not like an Elseworlds, even though that's not like an alternate, reality, that's still like Batman back to bases. That's still early Batman, too. I think that's there is an appeal to that. Where, again, you've got, like, modern pop culture, you've got modern technology. So I think a lot of people do there is, like, that sort of interest in a Batman that's a little bit stripped down, a little bit, that doesn't have Arkham detective vision.
The concept, the concept is just more believable.
Yeah.
The further back you go.
Yeah.
And it's also easier to tell compelling detective stories when we don't all have supercomputers in our pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I know is an obvious point, and I've made it a lot, but
right.
it was fun to see Jurgens almost be tongue-in-cheek about how
Batman having to scrape like the fingerprints from the knife.
well, what I was gonna say is how like comparatively primitive of a time this is. So that's what I was gonna say is with scenes like that, on the page, Jurgens is aware of DNA, but Batman is not.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, exactly.
like I'm sitting there thinking, like, Batman, this is a Batman who doesn't know what DNA is.
Yeah, that's wild to think about.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean...
overall, I liked the look and feel of this book more than I liked the story, I think.
I would agree with
and I like Batman's characterization a ton.
Yeah.
I like how willing he is to out his identity to people he trusts.
Yeah.
That,
it's like, hey, Rabbi, you seem like a nice guy. Guess who I am?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I liked that he kind of does the Daredevil thing where he's got a... he's got a like religious what am I trying to say, like leader person that he's confiding in,
right,
but he until he gets to Julia Madison, he doesn't really have anybody else with that.
Right.
That character was underutilized. We didn't do enough with that.
I did like the big twist with the gangster, the pimp that
oh yes,
yeah,
that was good.
Which then he ends up going in, yeah, I mean, well, I don't want to get the spoilers
all
here.
these characters that can kind of justify what they're doing because they live in an insanely corrupt city, where, like, the rules are just different.
Yeah.
So it's easy for Batman to look at things black and white and be like, you should just not break the law at all. Yeah. And it's easy on the other side for people like that pimp guy.
Yeah, who's like, I take care of my girls.
If it's not, like, if I'm not doing this, someone else is going to take over that will, like, treat the prostitutes horribly.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make what he's doing okay. And it doesn't actually justify it.
Yeah.
But in that world, you can kind of see where he's coming from too.
And again,
and same thing with some of the, and we deal with this a little bit in Batman Begins and stuff, where you've got like cops on the take, where it's like, well, you can either quit and leave the city, I guess, and hope nobody comes after you, or you can, because like, you can't just start ratting on people, or your whole family is going to get killed. So like, what do? Like, it's easy to look at that and go, you're just doing this because you're profiting from it.
Right.
But when your options are profit or die.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like that this actually got into all that.
Yeah, and again, since this is a Black Label book and they're making use of the freedoms they have.
Right.
When you have like the pimp who's going to detail about, hey, here's what I could be doing, here's what I'm not doing.
Yeah, it gets a little great. Now,
Yeah.
do you think that for this period, there are places where he goes too vulgar and graphic, where it's just almost not even believable that characters are talking the way they're talking?
I mean,
did you have any of that? Because I always go both ways on that. Where it's like, my knowledge of this stuff is too tied to pop culture.
Yeah.
Where you're like, well, just because you wouldn't say it in a movie doesn't mean people wouldn't say it in real life. But I don't know in reality how many people were liberally using some of the vernacular they're using here.
Yeah, and like...
So it's a question more than it's a criticism.
Right, yeah, and I do...
I don't know where to land with that.
I do know it was different in, like... I do know, like, different social groups were looser with their profanities than others.
Well,
like,
of course, yeah.
So, like, the gangsters would be dropping the F-bombs, and I imagine, like, the cops probably were, too.
Well, and you can say everything's exaggerated in Gotham.
Yeah, everything's got exaggerated in Gotham, too. I've been told by older relatives how Like, I've heard the story about how, like, folks in my family didn't...
You know relatives that were alive in 1938?
I do, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Before my grandparents...
Oh, cool.
My grandma was 94, and so that's, like, kind of amazing because...
Oh, that generation, they all go together.
Yeah, exactly, and... So, yeah, my grandpa would tell stories about how, like, yeah, I went to the movie theater, saw a newsreel about Bonnie and Clyde. Like, he remembered...
My dad's grandparents died, like, 18 hours away from each other.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean, that whole generation's like that. It's super cool.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, grandma went, like, just a bit over a year and a half after grandpa. So, yeah, I mean, it's a thing. But, yeah, so, basically, like... My grandma was telling a story once about how she got her arm caught in, like, a laundry wringer when she was 6 years old. And I asked her, like, how old were you? She's about 6. And it took me a minute. It was like,
wow.
Oh, that happened in 1936.
That's really interesting.
This is a first-hand recounting of something that happened in 1936. So, I mean, yeah, like, I've had older relatives, and like I had some of my family said that the first time they'd ever heard the F-bomb was in like 1965 when they saw it. I mean, they were in like grade school at the time, but somebody wrote it in chalk on the sidewalk.
Oh, wow.
So
that's what I was going to say, is it depends on the circles.
It depends on the circles, yeah. So I know in like especially like a lot of like urban areas, it was used a little bit more frequently than others.
Well, anyway, I don't want to get in the weeds.
Yeah, exactly. We could talk about
the other thing I wanted to mention real quick is this is also a much quippier Batman. Than you often get, and he talks a lot.
Yes.
And I think some of that is just Jurgens writing a little too much on the page.
Right.
Like
right.
I will criticize that a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that this Batman is more talky than like a modern Batman usually is.
Yeah.
I think your really early Crusader Batman can go either way.
Right.
I mean, some of it is, you think about like Batman as a radio show or something, and he would be talking a lot more. But I also think Jurgens uses that a bit as a crutch because he tends to write too much dialogue in general.
Yeah.
And so this is a good period for him, but I don't want to give him a complete pass on it. But I'm kind of somewhere in the middle on it because I like that this Batman... So I think he talks too much.
Right.
But again, I'm okay with him talking more than average.
Right.
Because this is a Batman who's like a little bit lighter, I think, just because of the era he's in.
Yeah.
And so I'm buying that. But I think it's kind of all or nothing with Golden Age Batman. I think he either is a lot more conversational, or he doesn't talk at all.
Yeah.
I think you do one or the other.
And the one thing too about...
But this is like that kind of speechifying, but like Golden Age and early Silver Age, pretty speechifying.
They will like tell you everything. They will narrate like the car going across the street, you know. And I mean, it's interesting because I know we've talked about how you have this place with a lot of the urban legend Batman, but in a lot of ways it sort of separates that mystique a little bit too, where you have like how people view Batman, you have like the creature, but then again you have the Batman that's a little bit looser with his secret identity. The Batman that speaks a lot, will tell you exactly what's on his mind. The Batman who will end up in the, like, not necessarily in the hospital, and like, who gets thrown in the electric chair, who actually loses fights, you know?
Yeah, that was kind of shocking.
Yeah.
The cliffhanger. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But the cliffhanger at the end of that first issue, where he's actually in the electric chair, and where you have a ridiculous warden that actually thinks he can get away with telling Gordon, you can't step in on whatever I'm doing here.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, well, the man didn't go to trial and wasn't convicted of any crimes.
Yeah, you just threw him in the chair and said, okay, let's go.
again, I don't want to get too detailed,
right?
Because this isn't a vault. But I just thought of a couple of other little criticisms I wanted to throw out. There are some kind of impractical things that Jurgens will have this Batman do.
Yeah.
There's a place where he's. I think it might be the pimp guy you're talking about. I can't remember, but he's having a conversation with someone, or maybe it's Gordon.
Yeah.
And he jumps out a window.
Right.
And he keeps talking.
Yeah.
To the person that can't possibly hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
And he's not just giving the audience exposition. What he's saying, he's expecting the other person to hear, and is important for that person to hear. And that person can't possibly hear what he's saying, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, too, because...
There's some stuff like that.
Even, like, the electric chair bit, the explanation behind that, too, was a little overwritten. Like, how it was, like, a device in his belt that grounded him, and also...
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, all they really kind of had to say was, like, yeah, my suit's insulated. I thought this might happen. Although that isn't really, like... This isn't really prep time Batman, either.
No.
This isn't Batman that has contingencies for contingencies, either. So, again, like...
Well, yeah, because he's wet behind the ears. He's brand new.
Exactly, yeah. So,
and he doesn't have a crazy amount of gadgets.
No, yeah. But it is kind of... I didn't catch on to this in my first read.
And I like that he doesn't have a full-on Batmobile yet. Like, Jurgens is really looking at what Batman looked like in 39.
He's got the Bat sedan.
Yeah.
He's... But yeah, like also, I didn't even catch on to at first how that was a little bit of foreshadowing too, with the Monster Men. How like it's just a low power electric chair. It's not going to kill him, you know. So, I think like again, it's overwritten, but overall it's pretty well constructed. Just as like a murder mystery. There's a couple things like they could smooth out a bit, but. At least as
but I think it's got a bit of a weak ending.
That's for sure.
Like my two biggest complaints are it's real overwordy and it's got a weak ending.
Yeah.
Because that was the point I was trying to make when I said we had a real crazy ending with that first issue.
Yeah.
Nothing ever lives up to that again.
No, exactly, yeah.
I was like, we're in for quite a ride here.
Yeah.
And it never... and I don't mean that everything's about, like shock value and sensationalism.
Right.
On the other hand, when you've got this kind of juxtaposition of it's 1939 and you have a society of people that aren't... that haven't been desensitized like we all have now with everything we've seen in horror movies and stuff.
Right.
And then he's able to actually get me with a thing like that.
Yeah.
And then you never go there again?
Yeah. I mean, I guess he wanted to have like his big moment, but again, like once you put your big shocker. But you got to be careful with that because you're doing two more big issues. Yeah,
and
you can't really.
That first issue is just Dynamite. Like I think I would have been even more disappointed with it if I had been buying these in issues.
Right. And then once you have like that big twist, you've already popped that cork.
Like because of that, I think it's just not much of a twist.
Right.
I like the thing at the end.
Yeah.
But I think it probably reads better altogether because of that.
I could see that.
Like if I was reading this as it came out, I'm
right.
telling you that would have irritated me more. I think.
Yeah.
The art never wins, the atmosphere never wins, and his characterization is really consistent.
Yeah. And I think even like the twist, if they had just added if they just were a little bit more economical with the dialogue, if they made a point that this was a guy you knew, if they kind of smoothed him out a little bit, and not really smoothed him out, that's wrong, but gave him more to do. If you actually knew who this guy was by the end, other than, somebody in the background too.
But you also needed a more satisfying conclusion to that mystery.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to put it like this.
Yeah.
the answer to the mystery is how you would have done it in 39.
Yeah, right.
The Batman and the electric chair thing, you would not have done it.
No, yeah, that's something like EC would have done.
Yeah, and like back then you had a lot less censorship and stuff, so I know you could get away with more things like that in comics. But I'm saying, I don't think Batman would have gone there.
Right.
And I feel like you gotta maybe sort of pick a lane where it's like, is this a modern story set then, or is this a story set then trying to handle it the way you'd handle it then?
Yeah. And I know we talk a lot about the show about walking tightropes in your storytelling, and especially stories that try to balance like two different tones. And if you're trying to do like Golden Age Batman, and you're also trying to do like modern crime thriller, I mean, those are not necessarily polar opposites, but they're different enough that you have to figure out how to weave that too. You have to figure out how you're not going into too much into one jar or the other too. And
I mean, put him in the electric chair in the third issue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know, structure it such that your big bad guy goes, I've got Batman right where I want him, and I'm going to turn him into one of the monster men, which is what he kind of tries to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that would also...
It's too provocative of an image to never eclipse it.
And that's also could be also your twist, too, where you're like, hey, that wasn't enough to kill me. Oh, these aren't zombies after all. Something's different.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And that's how he comes to the realization. That's a good call.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So, I mean, I don't mean to, like, armchair quarterback this, but, you know.
Well, that's the job. I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked this.
Yeah, no, for
I didn't love it.
Right.
And I wanted to love it. I did love the art. And that costume is killer.
Yeah. One thing I did kind of...
Killer Moth is saying, it looks great.
It does, yeah. One thing I did kind of appreciate is I don't think it ever, like, states that it's 1939. It's all just references.
Oh, yes, it does. Yeah.
Well, I know it does, like, references here or there,
too.
first
page.
Oh, first page?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I probably...
Makes it clear right at the start.
Because, yeah, I did like how they did, like, a lot of references to where Wizard of Oz is coming out.
If I can.
I did, like, there were times, too, where I started Googling some of the stuff, like, all right, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington came out in October, the SS St. Louis was in May.
Well, there's one place where somebody, where they're talking about 3 different movies, like Wizard of Oz and a couple other things, and I was like, are those all in the theater at the same time
exactly.
now? I wasn't sure. I didn't actually look that up, but did you look that one up?
I looked at Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, because that was the one they actually showed in the movie theater, too.
The Modern Age is here. It's 1939.
Page 2. There we go. Look, that was a long time ago.
Bottom of page 1 is the 1930s fade away. The next major transition is about to wash over us all, and then you turn the page. It's 1939.
Yeah. See, I have reading comprehension. I have retention.
I remembered that.
Yeah, no. But, so yeah, I did kind of appreciate a lot of the references, a lot of the culture they were referencing at the time too. Even if there were a couple, I did Google like, these really.
It's a little thick.
It's a little, yeah.
He goes nuts with the pop culture references.
It's hyper time. It's hyper.
Well, anyway,
a
good read.
Yeah.
Could have been better.
Yeah.
Maybe not Jurgen's best word.
No, but I mean. Again, I had a good time.
But he might eclipse it with this new one, because I thought the first issue of this new one was really great.
Right.
And he's got Lois Lane, and
nice.
So we might get Superman in it.
So that'd be cool, yeah. That's Second Night was on my list as soon as we talked about it too. I know you liked it, so it's been something I've been meaning to read anyway. So
and we'll have to see who the Second Night ends up being.
We'll have to see, yeah.
Is it a Robin? Is it Superman? I don't know.
Look, maybe, yeah.
Anyway, well, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I think that's everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think that's our night.
So.
We appreciate you guys. We'll be back for one more of these next week, and then we're going to take a break the week after from just everything on the channel that week. Senior Sticks did put in a $2 super chat, and he's the only person tonight who did. So if there's something he wants us to do next week, he can leave a comment after this and just make it something that we haven't sampled yet.
Yes.
That's within the last few years, and otherwise we'll probably come back with Ultimate Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's my plan right now.
Sounds good to me.
Chris, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I hope you had a good time.
I did, as always.
We'll see you later, folks. I was Captain Logan. This was Chris.
Bye, everyone.